Hello and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. My name is Shadar Veal, and to my right is the California Kid.
Yo.
To my right, Karen.
Your left, not your right, your left. It's Karen, yes. Karen Bembry, a.k.a. Blasian Fury, for MCWA.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely.
And on the phone, we got the Pike again.
Hello, the guy who makes it cool to talk on the phone on the show.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry for the delay, folks, but due to personal things, we couldn't.
Other obligations.
Injuries,
Injuries,
stuff like that.
you
know, we weren't able to be on the past few weeks, but now we're back and we got a lot to talk about since we've been gone.
A lot happened.
A lot of good stuff happened, but
not so good stuff happened too.
okay. But let's start off by let's talking about Star Trek. We all went and saw the movie. Let's give our opinions about it.
I enjoyed Star Trek. I really did. There were some naysayers that didn't much care that Benedict Cumberbatch was Khan, but I actually enjoyed his performance, his portrayal of Khan.
Spoilers. Sorry, folks. Forgot to say that.
Who cares? If you haven't seen it, then you kind of suck.
Thank you.
Well, I liked it, and I would say it's right up there with the first movie. I won't say it's better, but it was damn good. And when the actor who played Khan,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, and he told us that who he was. That was like a big gas, and people were shocked about it. I mean, to see where he was kicking the crap of all the Klingons was awesome.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was great. That was great. Fight scene. I actually really enjoyed his fight scene with Spock when they were going from trash transport to the other transport. That was actually really good. Really
Star Warsy. Really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Actually, also, even though he didn't have that much of a part, Solo.
Oh.
When he said his little bit.
Yeah, Sulu.
About Sulu when he says, I guarantee you will fail. And I'm like,
I love that. I love that whole segment when he's in there.
And
really
Bones is like, remind me never to make you mad.
I like him. Go ahead, Pike. I'm sorry. I
was just gonna say, like, it took J.J. Abrams for me to even be interested in this franchise. Before these two movies came out, I was somewhat new about Star Trek, but when I saw these movies, I was glued, and I loved this movie. It was fantastic. Major props to him and the writing team, and just we're talking about other characters. I mean, Scotty tripped me up again. They found a perfect guy, Simon Pegg, to play him, and I was just laughing at it. And as you guys said, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch. How you pronounce his name? Last name?
Cumberbatch.
He was fantastic. He was.
Okay.
Perfect. It's crazy to think that it was rumored originally that was going to be Benicio del Toro playing that part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the original Khan was Mexican.
Yeah,
he was
Hispanic descent.
Benedict really made that his own, and just if you guys said when he announced who he was Khan, if you could have been there to scream and heard all the gas in the room. And this one fanboy started clapping, and we all laughed. At that. We understood it, but we laughed. And but it's very good, as you guys mentioned, all those other parts. I mean, the whole movie's fantastic. I already got it reserved at movie stops, and I don't know if I would say it was better than the one that came out before the first one. And that's not even saying the first one. Either one's bad. They're both great. I definitely say it's in my top 2 or favorite movies of 2013 right now.
Who was the guy who played Scotty?
Simon Pegg. He played in his breakout role.
That was his character.
Yeah, Scotty was
No, the guy that played Scotty after he got fired.
Huh?
Come on, the guy who would play Scotty after Scotty was fired.
Chekhov.
When Kurt Kurt told Chekhov to put on the red shirt. I went, oh shit.
I thought that too, but the thing is, you cannot get rid of Chekhov.
I think she thought you were talking about like in general, like in real life. But and so you guys are more Trekkies than I am. I mean, didn't you think that was pretty slick how they did that in reverse with Spock and Kirk?
Oh yeah, that was
that was pretty clever, huh?
That's why I love Abrams and that writing team. They will be so clever and they mess with the fans' minds like that. I just thought it was brilliant. Just brilliant.
As someone who actually set up and watched the entire original series along with the movies, it's a lot to be gained from it. Like they made the film. They were careful enough to make the film so that it really reaches out and grabs those people who are fans, and then it also just really speeds things up for people with short attention spans, and it worked really well.
I actually
worked for me just like that.
I really enjoy the Star Trek franchise in general because of the fact that if you watch the series and you watch the movies, well, more so the series, they actually hit on social and political aspects.
They do. They
of life. And I grew up watching Star Trek. I really did. I had, the benefit to watch the original series, and when the Next Generation came out, me and my family would gather around the TV and watch it. I didn't much care for Enterprise.
I never watched it. I watched everyone except Enterprise, and I'm not a Trekkie, but I just really enjoy the story.
It's kind of hard to believe since you got two Star Trek outfits.
Which one is Enterprise?
Yeah. The Enterprise one was starring Scott Bakula.
That one with the woman captain?
No, that's Voyager.
That's Voyager, but
okay,
it was
sorry.
It was the one after Voyager.
No, it was basically Deep Space Nine, and then after Deep Space Nine, it was Enterprise, which was supposed to be the prequel to Star Trek.
No, I meant after airing.
Oh, after airing, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mean continuity. Sorry.
The continuity. Yeah, I am a Trekkie. Actually, Garrett Wong, who played Ensign Kim in Voyager, he will be at Dragon Con this year.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
He's looking to set the world record, the Guinness World Record of having the most Trekkie fans in Star Trek outfits in one place.
That's a mission.
That's a mission. Yeah, that's
my whole goal.
I have to ask you guys this because of that one particular scene. The yelling of the word "con." Who did it better, Shatner or Quinto?
Shatner
still has it.
Yeah, Shatner still has
it. Just so much. There was so much raw emotion in when he did it. And it's so him. It's so Shatner way he yelled it.
Yeah, it is.
It's like God. My landlord actually yells it at me every day.
Be sure everyone's really saying Shatner, but the Quinto's credit, man, that was a hell of a fight scene.
That was a good fight
scene. That was.
Yeah.
It was well put together. It was really good.
Would y'all put it high on your list so far? Favorite movies of 2013, maybe one or two?
I would actually have to put that at number 2. My favorite was actually if y'all haven't seen it yet, go see Superman.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. I'd say Superman, but Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was good.
I'm waiting to go see. I want to go see White House Down and World War Z. I want to go see those and see how those compare to everything.
Yeah.
I just don't know. That trailer just has me cringing.
Which one?
White House Down trailer. The trailer has me cringing.
I mean, it's kind of like you had Olympus Has Fallen, which is kind of like how the White House gets taken over. Then you have White House Down, and I'm like.
But it looks like it's going to be a comedy.
Just wants to see it because
it looks like it's.
Honestly,
and you got Jamie Foxx as the president.
Jamie Foxx is president. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually want to see it because Jamie Foxx is in it as the president, and I do agree with you a little bit. When I saw the first trailer, I was like, and then I kept seeing the different trailers, and I'm like, this is going to be more of a comedy. It's going to have a mix of comedic action.
When you got the president saying, "Get your hand off my Jordans," it ain't gonna be that serious. You know what I'm saying?
Or the fact that the president loses a rocket launcher. How do you lose a rocket launcher? That thing is huge.
Yeah, so I get it. If I don't go see it, I'll definitely Netflix it.
Yeah.
And that's just my own question earlier. I just want to say it quick. It's up there. Star Trek is. I would say my 3 are Iron Man 3, Star Trek, and Man of Steel right now. And I keep switching them back and forth. Which one was better? So. But that's for another debate.
Yeah, it is for another debate. But
I had sleepless nights for that debate, so we're not doing that now.
Me personally, I wouldn't put Iron Man 3 at number 1, but I would have it in my top 3. It's one of the top 3 films I saw this year that was really good. But I would say that it's between Superman, it's between Man of Steel and Trek. Those are just some excellent films.
Have you seen the trailer for World War Z with
Yes,
Brad Pitt?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it quite a few.
There's a lot of people who are ready to burn this thing because there are a lot of people who wish it was more like the book, but then there are some people who have already screened it who said it was good, and then
I mean, it's a mixed bag. Like people who read the book say like it ain't good, but then other people say it's great, it's okay.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from because I have read the book. The book is about the aftermath, about this reporter going out to
and there's several different stories you see, and it's broken down, and it could go on for a while, and I don't know how the movie's structured.
I haven't seen. I want to see it to see, and get a feel for it.
I guess I just prefer my zombie stories to be funny.
You mean like Zombieland?
Or like what's that one about the guy?
Or sit around Georgia like Walking Dead. I guess that's how I prefer zombie.
The Walking Dead, yeah.
No. What's the one about the kid who was a zombie who saw the girl?
Warm Bodies.
Yeah.
Warm Bodies. Yeah, I saw that.
I never saw that one, but I heard it was interesting.
It is interesting. The weird thing is just seeing them. We had zombies talking and driving cars.
But it kind of, if you think about it, Warm Bodies kind of relates to George Romero's Land of the Dead, where they kind of revert back to their old life. But the thing is, them driving cars was kind of like, what? I understand the basic function, trying to pump gas, trying to play their instruments and stuff like that, and slowly.
Like records, character was playing records a lot.
Yeah.
And not CDs, records, but so it was okay. I mean, it was an interesting take on the genre. So I would say rent it before anything, or Netflix, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it's on.
Well,
wouldn't buy it, but I Netflix.
But it was a very great movie. Hoping they're gonna have a third one, but J. Abrams probably going to be focused more on Star Wars than
they already pretty
Star
much
Trek.
He's probably not going to direct the third one because of that, because of Star Wars.
Star Wars, man, it's going to be a tap dance on the edge of infinity.
I'm kind of
those last 3 books are pretty damn dark, and I don't know how Disney is going to allow him.
But
you
have to think about it. Back in the 80s and 90s, Disney did have some pretty dark movies.
But no, we talking about today's Disney.
But today's Disney.
We talking about what's going on today.
What don't they do
a lot of that stuff that flew back then, they wouldn't let fly right now.
What's the production company that's under Disney that does like all the
Miramax?
Yeah,
Miramax can get away with stuff like that, but like. We're talking about Lucas sold it directly to Disney, but
Miramax is under Disney, but
that doesn't mean they're going to distribute it. It doesn't mean they're going to give Miramax Miramax may not get the contract. It may not be under Miramax. We don't know that.
Right now, I'm putting a lot of faith in J.J. Abrams.
I hope he can do it. I hope he can.
It's a completely different sport compared to Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is something.
So I hope he's ready for this.
Jesus.
I hope so too.
I do too.
Oh God, may the force be with him. My goodness.
Well, I want to bring something up. Over the weekend of this broadcast, James Gandolfini, most fans of Sopranos, passed away.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was a hoax, like another one of those celebrity hoaxes.
Me too.
And then I turned to CNN, and there it was right there.
I got it on my Twitter. Like somebody tweeted it. I got it on my Twitter, and I was like, "You serious?" Yeah. That's how I heard it, and I was like,
"This guy was in a lot of movies that I liked."
Like I sure it's not like no, this is another. I was like, "Damn!" On a trip with his son in Italy.
Yeah, and didn't his wife had another baby too? His current wife.
I believe so. I think so.
Like in last year, in October last year.
Yeah.
I still remember True Romance.
I remember I was talking to Big D the other day, talking about his performance in 12 Angry Men, that remake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Years ago, remember with Tony Danza and Jack Lemmon and.
I love that. I love those movies. I love the original.
And that remember that Get Shorty movie with Travolta?
Yeah.
God.
That was that and 12 Angry Men was the first thing I ever saw him in, and then Sopranos happened, and of course. My wife remembers him as the gay guy in that Mexican movie, the Mexican with Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts.
I never saw that.
She loves that movie, so
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of
I've
it.
seen
Yeah.
the trailer. I just never saw
Best
it.
scene to me out of all the Sopranos has to be the first episode where Tony and Chris goes after the HMO guy, and they go like they see him talking to this girl, and they chase him in the car. Tony hits him with the car, and then Tony starts beating the crap out of him, saying, "Where's my money?" And Chris is
And
like,
I just,
Chris is
because I
like
know
mad
that's your
because
show, because I started watching it a little bit, like, kind of a late bloomer, and you maybe let me borrow the first 2 seasons on DVD, and then I just got so into it, and, just, oh man, just talking about favorite episodes of,
But like I was saying,
probably the one where he got Steve Buscemi's character, remember him?
Yeah.
He shot him in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. It's just great. His character was that was a groundbreaking character he played.
It was.
That was the one show, like Oz kind of sparked it a little bit, but Sopranos really transcend HBO.
Yeah, I love Oz, by the way. But another note, like, man, my favorite episode was still that one where they chased the Russian down in the snow, and they ended up getting lost out in the woods, and they had to call Tony, who was out with one of his mistresses. Oh, it was funny, and she threw the steak at him. Oh God, it was great. It was hilarious. He had to drive out there in the cold.
Wasn't that the car sales chick?
I don't remember.
It was the brunette.
It was the chick from the car dealership that was Dr. Melfi's other client, I think. I'm not sure.
You know who would have made a if he would have stayed on the right track, would have been a great actor. I mean, he's still a good actor, but if he stayed on the right track and didn't get into drugs and drinking and stuff like that, Tony Sizemore.
Oh.
If he didn't go off the deep end, he would have been.
Oh, that's what Harrison did, man.
Would you say, Pike?
Tom Sizemore?
Yeah. Tom Sizemore. Tony Sizemore. Tom Sizemore. Mr. Sizemore.
Yeah, he did some really good films. He was in Black Hawk Down, I believe, and Saving Private Ryan, and then just drugs just messed him up,
Yeah, they'll do that.
Surprisingly, he's still alive.
Well, he's sober now. He's trying to get back on track. I mean, I understand Hollywood has this whole glitz and glamour appeal to it, and then you have to get to the underbelly where you have to have the drugs. Some people think they have to have the drugs just to, get through the day, and it's just, it's sad. I mean, if you think about it, Hollywood today is different from Hollywood of yesteryear.
Oh God, yeah, it's like a whole other animal.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood of yesteryear, they didn't have agents back then. They actually, actors would promote themselves through, their movies and stuff like that, and that's how they got paid, was promoting themselves.
Agents.
Oh, I just thought of it. I was trying to think of the episode, the Sopranos episode. I'm sorry to say something like that, but I just thought about the one where they had to kill Big Pussy.
Oh, he loves that one.
That was one of the saddest. That was just so sad that they had to do it. And the way they went about it, they were giving him drinks and just saying, what's going to happen.
Oh, dang. That was just, yeah.
And then, of course, if you agree with me, we can't help but talk about that ending to the show.
Ah, yes.
When it fade to black.
Fade to black. Right in they were inside, and he was there, and the old man was there, and then they just
And I thought, and they were playing. I think they were playing Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
You thought it was Bon Jovi.
I thought it was Bon Jovi at one point, but then I remember that's what they did in Everybody Hates Chris with the same ending.
How can you confuse Bon Jovi with Journey?
Huh?
How can you confuse Bon Jovi with Journey?
I haven't seen the episode in a while, man. But anywho, what do you mean? They're both iconic bands. I mean, it's easy.
Has anybody seen any current good TV shows?
I still gotta finish Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Still watching Merlin, and I gotta get back. And I gotta start watching True Blood. I still haven't watched the first episode yet.
I am just
next week. I'm starting Breaking Bad.
Actually,
I'm trying to get caught up on Dexter. They did Showtime for a weekend, and trying to get out Dexter and watching that. And me and the wife, we watched Bates Motel.
Was that good?
That is a good show, honestly.
Okay.
Fantastic. Because she loves the Psycho franchise, so it worked for us. And, that. And, of course, we got to talk animation. If you could have seen how happy I was last night when Adult Swim started showing Bob's Burgers.
You do know they're on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I know it's on Netflix, and I got the first season on DVD. I'm just saying, that's pretty cool. They're showing it.
Actually, the series I've actually gotten into is Defiance. That's on Showtime by Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I've had people trying to.
Is that the one that they made that stupid video game and they tried to kind of coincide with the show and it was bad and it got like bad reviews?
They've done that with several shows. Because
that is the one they made into a video game, actually.
That is, but they also did that. They did that with The Walking Dead. But I actually like the Walking Dead game.
Which
the
one?
Walking Dead game is fun. Yes, it is.
They said because someone was saying that the first one was good and then the second one was kind of bad. They kind of rushed it.
The second one with Daryl Dixon, it pissed me off, and I haven't played it for a while. But that first one was great. That's about as close as I am to playing something Sims related.
Yeah. I got
Defiance is good though. Is it funny?
The Defiance, the game or the show. The show is like very serious, and I actually enjoy the seriousness of what Defiance is trying to do. Like you have a group of aliens coming down looking for sanctuary, but the humans are like, no, we don't want you here, yada yada yada, and then they start a war. Yeah. Now you have humans and aliens trying to live together in this inked out apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Actually, I really, really enjoy that. I actually like post-apocalyptic stories.
I love post-apocalyptic stories.
You ask Karen, like, of course, two shows that I like. Lately I've been watching BBC America's that Orphan Black show with the clones.
I still haven't seen that.
I still haven't seen that, but I have gotten...
That girl is incredible. She is literally playing all these different characters, not only playing them, but you have to play as someone playing as someone else. And it is so creative. I understand now why they put it on after Doctor Who. It's just so bizarre.
Speaking of BBC, let me throw this out there, man. At Karen's advice, I did get a chance to watch the entire first two seasons of Sherlock, the BBC Sherlock Holmes in the more contemporary version. No spoilers. The more contemporary version. And oh my goodness, you guys need to watch this.
I was gonna watch that. I get through with Merlin.
This is something. It won't take long to watch it either. You guys need. I set up and watched all of them like in one day.
Because there's only like six.
Have you watched the CBS Elementary?
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen like a couple of episodes. I actually enjoy that too. But the fact that I love Sherlock with also by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
he plays Sherlock.
Yeah, the actor.
He plays Sherlock and he played Khan.
Yes,
he's that good. Oh, and dude, let me tell you.
I need to check out Elementary as well. I got some episodes on it.
He also plays.
And I've heard good things about both of them. I'm definitely gonna watch Sherlock and
Pike. Pike, you need to watch Sherlock like immediately. It's that good.
There's only 6 episodes.
You guys see my Facebook page. I got the logo tattooed on my leg. Of course, I'm watching Sons of Anarchy.
Oh
yeah, that too.
I need to start that.
Speaking of Benedict Cumberbatch, he also voiced Smeagol from The Hobbit, the new Hobbit movie.
Oh really?
Yeah, the guy who plays plays Watson is Bilbo Baggins.
Martin Freeman. Yeah. He played. Yeah, you're right. Martin Freeman played Watson, Bilbo.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, they're both fantastic. So I can't wait to check it out. You know what, BD? We need to tell them they need to watch Luther.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get into that. The new season of Luther starts in July. God, I'm so.
Are they gonna do a movie?
Nah, they only said they're gonna do 4 episodes, which irritates me to no extent.
I'm talking after these 4 episodes, I heard.
They might, but God.
Have you guys seen that, Luther?
Not yet.
Man,
y'all need to see that.
It's good.
I mean, like
that dude's gonna rule the world.
Somebody told me I need to see that.
I mean, I've been planning to see like all these series. Since my brother went on vacation, he let me his house to watch. He has Netflix, so I've been like watching a lot of anime lately because I've been missing my anime.
Speaking of anime, I finally got through with Fairy Tail. all I gotta say is, for those that haven't watched Fairy Tail, if you like One Piece, you will like Fairy Tail.
Okay.
I'm just mad that because of what happened in Japan, I guess it got canceled, but it was still good, and you can pick it up in the manga. But
Yeah.
Fairy Tail was awesome.
Okay. Fairy Tail.
I actually was just surfing my
watch
brother's
it.
Netflix with the anime section, and I found this thing called High School of the Dead.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That was awesome.
I gave that 10 star. I gave it like a full star.
I enjoyed it, but the simple fact that it was like a lot of boobs, a lot of panty shots, a lot of ass shots.
Yes.
Like really, you didn't have to
And
go
what's
overboard.
wrong with that?
You didn't have to go overboard with that. But
the story was incredible.
the story was incredible.
It's just they take too long. I think the manga is like a monthly. It's by a month.
Yeah.
And that's why it's taking so long to do new episodes. I just wish they'd hurry up.
Oh man!
I actually really liked how the storyline of how these high school kids are now forcing to grow up quickly in a world with the dead, and the fact that they don't want to become savages, where they, if y'all haven't seen it, this is a spoiler alert. If y'all haven't seen it, you need to watch it. The fact that one of the main characters, the nerd, becomes something more of a nerd. He's like an expert marksman.
He's like a munitions expert. He was
that one scene where the dude was like holding the chick and he had to shoot the
AK-47.
That was awesome. He got it done, man.
But I also enjoyed the scene where
I forgot what was the chick's name with the katana. What was her name?
They called her Psycho. They keep mispronouncing her name. They keep calling her Psycho.
It's Saeka, isn't it?
It's Saeka, but they say Psycho. I'm like,
best character of the whole group.
I loved her. And the little girl that they rescued. And I was like, oh, don't let her die. She's just a child. You can't do this to me. But when he went out there and rescued her, I was like, okay, thank God.
Good show.
I honestly have no idea what the hell y'all are talking about.
Anime. You need to watch it.
It's an anime series that you would freaking love, Pierre.
I kind of missed the boat of the recent anime scene. It's like folks are listening. They're like anime. I'm the opposite side with the comedy animated.
Okay, this. If you like The Walking Dead, if you like zombies,
you love The Walking Dead.
You will love the High School of the Dead. Write it down.
It's so good, Pierre. It's so ridiculously good.
You can find it on Netflix, Pike, if they still got it up there.
It's still up there because
it's still
on.
High School of the Dead. It's good.
Oh, don't say it all unison. Is anybody even gonna mention that Richard Brothers came back?
Oh, I've been watching.
I got to catch up on that.
Oh man,
I can
it's
catch up on
good.
that, but I'm waiting for Metalocalypse.
The only thing on Adult Swim that I watch now is One Piece. So I can catch up because they started back at the Pirate Games, and I never seen that, so I just watch it so I can catch up on stuff that I missed. And Bleach just to see how good or bad the dubs are.
Have so many fillers.
But at the request that you all said it in unison like a perfect choir, I will check out. What's it called again?
High School of the Dead.
I'm kidding. I'm serious. What's it called?
He's just trying to get us to say it several times over.
Anyways, let's talk about Slammiversary.
All right,
Jesus.
All right, guys, we're gonna go into another topic.
What was it called again?
I'll email you.
Okay.
We're moving on.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do a rapid of pay-per-views because we don't have that much time to go through everything. So we're gonna start with Slammiversary.
You really have to.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, Pierre.
Because there were some good things on there.
Thank you, Pike.
I'm kidding. Yes, it was actually. It was actually a pretty decent show.
Let's see if I can remember correctly. What's it? The only one I can remember off my head is the Terrence Terrell and Gail Kim match, which unfortunately I still haven't gotten to see. I only saw the ending of the match where Gail Kim was about to power draw Terrence Terrell off the ramp, but Terrence reversed it and did the bulldog.
Yeah, they said it got really violent, and they were calling it match of the night.
They said Gail Kim worked her to death.
See, you had to understand, Gail Kim comes from a different world than these younger.
These little models they be
hiring. Yeah, these models that they hire. She was actually,
She was on the road.
Yeah, she was on the road. She was like in the indies. doing, what men would do back in the day, wrestling. So she will become stiff. I've seen her become stiff in the ring.
She don't play.
Yeah, they said that she really went to town on Taryn Terrell, but they said that Taryn kept up with her, and that was pretty much match of the night.
If that's the case, you gotta give props to Taryn. Then I mean, who knew she could have pulled that off?
Yeah, but we'll see.
We'll see how far Taryn goes.
See where it goes.
When those indie people show up in the ring, they work the hell out of these sports entertainers. I mean, they work the hell out of them.
Joseph Park versus Devon. Devon came out, and Joseph Park got beat up by Aces and Eights. And he gloated, and Abyss came out, and Abyss pretty much annihilated Devon, become the new TV champ. Let's see, Kurt Angle and Sting. Not Kurt, I mean Sting, but Kurt Angle and AJ botch.
I heard that match was just as good.
But it's AJ and Kurt Angle.
Come on now.
It's gonna be good.
And also, we didn't get to talk about his last show. Kurt Angle got inducted to the Hall of Fame, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I was saying, I
marketing
didn't even
device.
talk about that last show, like they were doing that again. It's going to be the likely candidate, and well, if it ain't Jared, then I guess Angle's fine with me.
I think it's just a ploy to keep Angle and TNA a little bit longer.
You think it'll work?
Doubt it.
No,
It depends. It depends on how they do the big one that we're going to talk later. The match.
Angle's had all the titles. He's had the NWA title. Then when he changed TNA, he got the TNA title. Then he went to IWGP Japan.
We all know eventually he's going to go to that other Hall of Fame anyway.
That's what I'm saying. He's been like Kurt Angle can go wherever he want to go. He don't want every belt. Like he won the Japanese belts. He went overseas and won the belts over there in England. He goes winning belts. He's amazing, dude. Kurt Angle, man, pound for pound, probably gonna be in the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time.
I already put him up there on my list.
He's there. He's up there with Ric Flair.
A game changer.
Yeah, he's up there with Flair now. I mean, he's that good.
Yeah.
So what rating would you give Slammiversary?
We got one more then.
Okay.
We'll skip everything
Wait,
else.
I didn't hear. What was the question?
We got one match to talk about, the Bully Ray Sting match. It pretty much came out the way we thought. Sting and Bully Ray had a good fight. Then Ace interfered.
Yep.
And Bully Ray hit Sting over the head with the hammer and won the match, which means that Sting cannot no longer go after the TNA title. Retirement. But
he's good. Probably for the best.
Good. I think they should keep him from the title.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been over and done.
Okay, now can we answer my question?
Yes.
What was the question? What was the question?
She wants you to rate it.
What rate Slammiversary? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
What was your rated?
From what I heard, I give it a good 7. I wish I could watch the Gail Kim Territorial match.
I'm talking about like a scale of 1 to 5. Think about this as movie.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
I guess
3.
The 3 maybe.
Yeah, I think for me it would be a 3 because the only thing that saved the Slammiversary was actually Gail Kim versus
Territorial.
Terrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like AJ's new theme music.
I was gonna talk about it later, but since you brought it up, for God's sakes, TNA.
They need to do something with him.
Why in the blue hell would you pick a song that's similar to Aces? Because I'm being serious. When Kristen Henry please let me finish. But when they were finna do the next Bound for Glory match between AJ and Samoa Joe, I was like, wait a minute.
Is Aces and Eights coming out?
Is Aces and Eights coming out? Because I thought there was only one person, that was Anderson, who was supposed to be in the Bound for Glory season. He already wrestled. Then it was AJ. I'm like, seriously?
I don't think they know how to use AJ very well. It's become apparent.
It's a good gimmick. It's just that
they're executing it very, very terribly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But they really need to get another theme song for AJ because it's too similar to Aces and Eights right now.
I know he loves his company. I know he's been there.
I mean,
from day
pretty
one.
much is his baby.
I know, but I still to this day think that what Bret Hart said made sense. At least for a little while. Bret Hart, for those of you who had never heard the interview, Bret Hart was the first one to say that AJ Styles is as good as anybody that he's seen, that he was impressed by. And he said that AJ needs to leave TNA, do some time in the World Wrestling Entertainment, do some time there.
I mean, not only is he a good performer, he is great at making others look good.
He really needs to get out of that company.
He can sell like nobody.
He needs to leave that company for a little while at least. I would like to see him get some time in the WWE for a while.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him do some time there.
Very invested in that. I want him and Joe to go there.
It would be great to have the top card change up like that. You have, look at this, the possibilities. You have Styles, you have Punk, you have Joe.
Oh my God!
You have Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. You got all these people over there that can start a whole new era on the show. That's the new wrestling boom right there. I would spend any amount of money, man, to clean up that card. Give Cena and Show a vacation. Go ahead, retire Mark Henry. Get rid of everybody. Get rid of everybody who's like just dead weight on the show bus, and get the producers together and rewrite the show.
But anyways, we'll talk about that later.
We'll get to that later.
But let's get to WWE's pay-per-view Payback. I watched this. I didn't get to see the kickoff version, so anybody
you mean Sheamus versus
Damien Sandow.
I watched the kickoff.
How was it?
It was great seeing Big Show again, I guess.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Can we please stop with the round table BS that WWE's doing? I mean,
they're just
my God.
To be like the NFL with that kickoff thing.
Poor Truth. That dude looks so out of place in there.
He did. But anyways, let's go to the matches. Really quickly.
All right, triple threat because of Fandango got a concussion. He was replaced with Curtis Axel. And it was Curtis Axel, Miz, and Wade Barrett with Curtis Axel picking up the IC title.
I think it's too soon for me, in my opinion.
Too soon, but it was still a good match.
It was still a good match, but I don't think, Curtis Axel should have won the title. This is too soon. Yeah, I know he's the son of Mr. Perfect, but to me, it was too soon.
Yeah.
Because you just introduced him, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So now...
So I guess that this means it's going to be a Miz and Axel feud there. Now Barrett. I mean, how long do you give Axel with that thing?
I say good 2 months.
Tossing in the air. I'd say 3.
Yeah, I'd say 3. I'd give it 3. 3.5.
Definitely good.
No.
Come on.
2.5.
2.5.
It won't go to, no. 2.5.
All right.
Okay, next match.
Next match is the Divas Championship. Finally, Caitlyn versus AJ. Surprisingly, I guess Vince was watching the Slammiversary because apparently, from what people are saying, is somebody told him about the Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim match, and I guess this is why they did the whole AJ and Caitlyn match finally.
Very good.
Yeah, it was, especially the part where Caitlyn threw AJ into the Smash Announce table. I mean, it was a pretty good match. I didn't understand the whole thing where she speared AJ and she looked like she was about to pull a Mickey James and kiss her. But other than that, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen of those two when they wrestled, they actually put on a pretty decent match. I mean, I'm not going to
I'd say decent.
But I say it was a decent match. I mean,
Go ahead, Karen.
They could be better. They could have been better. I mean, the thing is, I have to realize WWE doesn't go hardcore with their divas like TNA does. So it was decent. It was better than most of the matches.
Yeah. I did like the part where the Chicago fans were getting on Caitlyn at the end of the match. But they were saying she tapped out. But
she did tap out.
Well, she did tap out.
Not the way I wanted to.
Just reading about how she had her breakdown, and I guess this feud's gonna keep going.
Yeah. Next match, the return of the GOAT, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho.
You mean return of Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Oh God.
Watch it, bub.
He's rocking them sideburns, so
he is rocking those sideburns, man. Killer sideburns.
He's making it work.
Yeah. Match of the night.
Yeah. My wife's just happy he's growing the hair back out.
He goes through phases where he wants to go bald and wants to have hair.
But I heard that.
I heard it was match of the night. Of course, he was gonna win. I mean, this is hometown. You gonna have Punk lose in Chicago?
That'd be major riots.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy who had the sign back when Cena and Punk faced off in Money in the Bank was there with the sign.
Was that same sign there?
Yeah. And also, I gotta talk about this. In the crowd, there was a guy with a Chris Benoit shirt. Say he's a Chris Benoit guy.
Nice.
That's awkward.
I'm surprised they didn't kick him out for it.
Ooh.
But yeah, he was there. But
Nice.
But damn good match. Really surprised about the whole. They made the whole deal about the whole Paul Heyman almost interfering with the match. But it was a pretty good match, as we all suspected. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what I was about to say. Apparently, CM Punk and Chris Jericho got in trouble because they went longer than they were supposed to, and Vince was a little teed off about it.
Vince could be teed off about it, but the thing is, when you have two men who know how to wrestle, who know how to put on a damn good show,
know how to wrestle but to tell a story.
Yeah, just let them go. It's like go ahead.
Let them make the company some money.
Yeah, let them make the company money.
That really should have been the main event.
That should have been a main event. They always book things, try to be in the show steal spot at the beginning or whatnot to get things started. But, at the end of the day, I paid my money to see a damn good main event before I go home. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a crappy tag match. I want to see a showdown, damn it.
Okay, wasn't the next one like a tag
match?
Next
one was the Shield matches. First, it was Kane versus Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
Okay match, but we already seen it.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, and then the next match was the tag match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Why in the blue hell did they put? Why in the blue hell did they put Orton and Daniel Bryan together?
Experiment.
It's experiment.
Happened, and obviously it didn't work, so now we get to have the feud.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan deserves better. Okay.
Damn it, Orton's gonna be fun.
All right, let's get to this horrible crap we call 3 Stages of Hell.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Why?
Because we're
just all shocked Ryback didn't win.
No. All right.
I mean, we all knew he was going to win because it's John Cena.
All right. Let me just put it this way: lumberjack match, lame. Seriously, why did they do the spot where the guy comes out the top rope and there's a whole bunch of guys and just got one person jump on the crowd, they all fall down.
Yeah, that is so old.
That's like, dude, if you have a lot of people underneath you,
we all fall down.
Come on, you're not gonna fall down.
Who was the one person who didn't fall down and didn't sell it? I'm trying to remember who. There was one person that didn't sell it.
But the thing is,
you talking about that thing that Teddy Hart did? And
no. That was in the match.
In the match, like he
somebody did not see it.
Natural match.
No, in the Cena Ryback match, somebody did not fall. I'm trying to remember who it was.
But the thing is,
did you say it was Heath Slater Pike?
Huh?
Did you say it was Heath Slater Pike that didn't fall?
I was explaining to T-Kid what happened, what you're talking about. Like someone didn't sell the.
I thought he was reiterating to somebody.
Heath Slater, probably maybe.
But the thing is, you have to. This is my thing. If it's like 1 or 2 guys or 3 guys catching you, yeah, I can expect everyone to fall down. But you have like a whole group of 5 guys. Why would you fall down? It's like being in a mosh pit.
Yeah, like
They
can carry you.
Yeah, and then the second match was a table match. Pretty lame. All Ryback did was try to hit Cena with the stairs through the table, and
gay.
Then
it would have been more exciting
Cena
if they set the tables on fire.
Cena did the attitude adjustment through the table, and then think about this part at the end. Instead of selling the spot, Ryback gets right back up and goes out to Cena and puts Cena through the announce table. Just like that. And then came the ambulance match. This I had a problem with.
This guy.
The ending. The ending to it is basically Cena and Ryback on top of the ambulance. Cena gives Ryback an attitude adjustment through the roof, which gives him the win.
Okay, here's my thing. An ambulance shouldn't be able to be that, weak and taking that much of a beating and it breaks down. It shouldn't.
Now, if it was Big Show, I would understand. But Ryback, no, no, that's no way I could believe that. But if I had to grade this pay-per-view, it was for CM Punk and Caitlyn and AJ, I give it an 8. For Ryback and Cena, a damn 2.
So, okay, a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give it? Calculate all the numbers together.
What? What is your assessment with 1 to 5?
I always use a scale of 1 to 5.
I give CM Punk, Jericho, and AJ Caitlyn the 5, but the show itself gets a 3.5.
We'll go with that.
5.
Anybody else want to comment?
The 3 stages of hell could have been like more 3 stages of hell. It wasn't hell. It was just like a walk through a park.
What gets me is why are they trying to do gimmick matches like this when they don't have the means to do it in terms of what
is.
No, what they can air. Like, they're trying to do this PG programming now, and they want to do cage matches and stuff.
But you can't. You can't show blood or anything like that. You can't. I'm saying if you're gonna have what made it if they were gonna set up like a tables match, it'd be really perfect if you set the tables on fire. Go through a flaming table, 1 or 2.
No, but they can't do that now.
They can't do that.
They can't even do thumbtacks anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody's got any balls? Come on.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into Raw. Pretty damn good Raw in a long time since the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
I'm trying to remember what started off the
that was
show.
One of my favorite Raws of all time.
Yeah.
That was Monday night.
Let's talk about Christian coming back. Surprised they didn't get Wade Barrett. Seriously, who did Wade upset to get on such a bad streak?
It's generally Pat Patterson
But
I don't know.
Christian came back. They finally found something for him to do.
He's been off of, he's been healed and been, back for a while. It's just that they didn't book him for anything.
Hopefully they give him another title run. But
Here's the thing about that. No.
What? You disagree?
These damn title runs. God, they need to stop this.
Christian, I think they need to build him back up again because he's been gone for a year.
Yeah, a title is not always the answer.
Wait. Made a mistake. We've got one match on the pay-per-view.
Which one?
Del Rio versus Ziggler.
Oh yeah, that match.
That match.
I saw that.
Was crazy.
I saw that was nuts.
The way Alberto Del Rio was kicking the crap out of Ziggler.
He was kicking the shit out of him.
He was beating the hell out of him.
Oh man.
He's not meant to have the world title, is he? Every time.
But good lord, Del Rio was in the zone that night.
Del Rio
he was kicking the crap. There was like this one instance where Del Rio, not Del Rio, but
Del Rio should just stay heel.
There was one moment in the match where Ziggler was outside and the doctor was looking at him. Del Rio came flying with a baseball jockey to his head, and you hear AG screaming. And then Del Rio did the funniest thing in the whole match. he kicked the Divas title.
Oh, that was great.
That was awesome.
I was clapping.
He kicked the Divas title.
I was like,
someone please make a gift for that.
It wasn't even just a regular clap. I was doing it like an excited gentleman from the 1920s in a theater, like.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm talking about, like a vaudeville clap, like a vaudeville.
I would have been at the backstage.
I was over and over, and I was just my mouth dropped.
But I was upset that because we all wanted Zero to cash in the money in the bank to finally get the title. Then now all of a sudden they took the title off of him. But after what happened on Raw, I'm willing to wait. But
let's talk about Raw. Let's talk about Raw.
We open up with Del Rio coming out, and I guess they pretty much officially making him a heel again, which is okay with me. But let's keep him a heel for a while, and then when we have to turn him face, we'll turn him face. Let's just keep him with one thing, okay, WWE?
Oh, God,
no more jumping back and forth.
It's like if you want him to be both heel and face, let's go ahead and make him a tweener.
No. CM Punk and Jericho and Ziggler will be the only people that can turn tweener. Alberto Del Rio will stay a face. Heel.
But the thing is, he can actually pull it off if they keep flip-flopping him like this. Might as well go ahead and make him a tweener, and then that's it.
This should really put it into the flip-flopping. He's just a natural heel,
Hell, he even said in interviews he likes being a heel than a face.
But the thing is, you also have to think, looking at his history, he was face in Mexican wrestling for so long.
Yeah, but at that time he had a mask on.
But now he's
Yeah, but he's better as a heel.
Yeah, he is.
He's a way better bad guy.
Yeah. I'm very much intrigued by this feud now with him and Ziggler. I can't wait to see what happens next, actually.
And see, I'm still just hinging and praying that at some point we get a Fandango Del Rio. Oh, it'll be gold. Guys, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. But man, when they do meet, it's gonna be gold, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. I'm calling it right now.
Doing the Fandango dance at least once, then I'll support it right behind you.
I'm calling it.
No.
It's gonna be gold, man. When it happens, when it goes down, it's gonna be gold.
If you do the Fandango dance, I will make T-shirts saying Fandango versus Del Rio. Make it happen.
No.
It will.
I'm calling it bluff.
It will happen.
Anyways.
So CM Punk comes out.
I squeed. I was like,
yeah, she did.
Okay.
I am such a CM Punk fan. I mean, I've seen him in ROH. I've seen him in TNA. If I could, I would live and breathe CM Punk.
Yeah, admit him versus Samoa Joe.
Too much information.
It's the Dare logo, but it has the Punk word on it, and it says best in the world. So, of course, we're big hip hop guys. Watch him as long as you have, Aaron, and I'm so happy he's back, and right off the bat, already stole the show.
And if there's anyone who hasn't taken the time, who watches CM Punk now but hasn't taken time to look at his ROH work, you need look no further than just to dig up anything with him versus Samoa Joe, and you'll see just how damn good this guy is.
Hold on, stop the show. I know I need to ask you.
What?
I need to ask you.
What you gotta ask me, man?
I need to ask you this right now.
Whoa.
How excited are you that your boy's coming back?
Oh God, here we go. I will be watching.
No, damn.
I have supported.
This is what happens when you rush me.
I have been a Rob Van Dam fan since the '90s. I loved him. I loved that he changed. He made me a real wrestling fan. Like watching him versus Lynn just changed my. When I saw the first Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn, it changed my entire outlook of wrestling.
Trust me, folks, he's a fanboy.
Yeah, for Rob, I am a fan.
See, I'm a fangirl for CM Punk. I'm not a stalker. I'm not a stan. I am a fan. I will not go and stalk, CM Punk. Unlike other people, especially on Twitter.
I don't think CM Punk would mind.
One thing I like about, I guess,
remember my cousin on.
With his track,
I don't think he'll mind. Just for that RVD promo.
Yeah.
And
when I read about it, I said, no. Shit, Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
That was the only way they could sell out.
Are we buying Money in the Bank? I was like, we'll see.
And I mean, I understand also the fact that Rob, he's kind of, not only did he change the way that high flyers really wrestle, like a lot of the kicks that they do today, a lot of the drop kicks and enziguris and different variations they do, like that was Rob, man. That was like nobody was doing that stuff when Rob was doing it.
Well,
The rolls, the springboard moves. A lot of people before Rob and Sabu hit, nobody was doing that kind of stuff.
Since we talked about RVD, let's talk about what he said on Twitter. Some fan asked him about why he left TNA, and RVD said the following: contract expired, so the professionalism, courtesy, and respect.
Oh yeah, I got that tweet.
So
it didn't surprise me. They just didn't know
The
what to do.
contract goes.
They had a goal right there. They blew it at the beginning. There was promise. He won the belt, but then it just fell. It just fell. And
well, you can pretty much tell when he fought King that RVD wasn't giving it his all, which is sad because Kenny King is like a great worker, but you can pretty much tell RVD his heart wasn't into it.
His true TNA highlight was when he fought AJ.
That was a good match.
That was a good match.
That Monday Night Show when he won the belt, now that was a good match.
When he did his third, TNA sponsored his third tour through Japan. Those matches were great. Those guys, the young guys he faced.
That was another personal dream match. I've always wanted to see RVD and AJ, so I was very.
That was really good. Yeah, and like now, I can see though why they're bringing him back though, because he's a real important part of the product, like of the product and what it is like. They're probably going to Hall of Fame him. I think they're going to Hall of Fame him.
Without a doubt.
Well, if anybody from ECW deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because that is RVD.
It's RVD.
But my only gripe is he going to be up to par to pull off good matches, or are we going to get the same thing that we got in TNA?
But that's my only like that house, that indie show last weekend. They said he already looked so much better.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you saw what happened when Jeff Hardy fell off, and then he left TNA, went to WWE for that little stint, did the matches against Triple H. He was in shape, man, for that little period of time. They don't play. I don't know what they do to you before they bring you. I don't know what kind of orientation they do to you.
I think they send you back to, like,
They got, yeah,
they
get your ass back in shape.
Back then, OVW then. Now it's probably LCW.
Yeah, like when they make sure you're on point before you go back on that stage, boy. They make sure you.
Too bad they can't do that to the Divas.
Oh, you know what? Exactly.
Speaking of the deal, let's.
I just want to say right quick, he's got a great deal. I mean, it's gonna be like a few Raw shows. It's like a short contract.
It's not a Brock Lesnar deal, but it's about the same.
I mean,
I'm sure it's not Brock Lesnar money, but it's still like around the content of it's pretty much the same thing.
Before we leave this topic, here's the thing: you look at Rob Van Dam, like he gets this contract with WWE. It doesn't really matter because like if you're Rob Van Dam, you could go to some no-name fed out in the boonies and charge them like $1,200 for like freaking 5 minutes of your time, 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and then go home. You can show up late if you want to. The promoter won't give a damn as long as you show up for the main event. All you have to do is wrestle and go to in 1 week, this guy could stop by 3 feds and make somewhere around the level of like $5,500 like in 3 days. Easily. Just by and only have done 30 minutes of actual work. That's that, wait a minute. Not to mention the extra money he'd make by staying at the show and selling shirts and signing them. How much money do you think? Man, Rob ain't hurting for money. Rob Van Dam can make money anywhere he wants. Rob Van Dam can make.
He's just doing this because this is you need me more than I need you kind of thing.
Yeah, this got to be it. I mean, if you're.
That's exactly what Jericho and Brock doing. Like it's like they need me. Of course, this is gonna be fun for him.
Shoot.
But anyways, let's go back to on topic. We were talking about the Divas match.
Well,
the Divas thing.
Well, AJ came out. She did a promo and talked about her win at the pay-per-view.
How she broke Caitlyn, yada yada yada.
And then Stephanie came out, shot the hell out of me.
I didn't expect that.
And then Stephanie and AJ went back and forth. Even AJ brought up the whole thing between her and Triple H, which obviously kind of pissed Stephanie off.
The psychology of this was a little off to me, though. This scene was a little off to me because
it really was.
It's like
Stephanie did not fit in there.
Well, it's that, but it's also the fact that it's Stephanie McMahon.
And pretty much like, Stephanie's whole...
Even AJ, I don't care how crazy you are, like, after you reach a certain point in the back and forth banter, when Stephanie gives you that look and it's serious, that character, after she's been through all this stuff, all this years of stuff, and now she's where she's at now, like, that's nobody that's a full-grown McMahon. That's nobody you want to screw with.
Really interested in me that these two could be colliding. I mean, whether verbally or whatever, and I just like, yeah.
Well, after she said, "I'm a McMahon," nobody does crazy like McMahon's. That should have been the end of it.
Yeah, but her argument to AJ was kind of mute since they pretty much hired models for divas, and she complained to AJ about being the perfect champion.
Yeah, that was kind of mute. Yeah, it didn't make sense. Yeah,
it really did not make sense.
It didn't make sense either. Like, what is she talking about? This is not women's wrestling. This is touty tossing tube top freaking.
This is bad softcore porn. Bad.
I see what you did there.
This is
bad.
Speaking of softcore porn, Caitlyn came out and
interrupted Stephanie McMahon.
And got chewed out for it.
And
you can see the face on Caitlyn is like, oh shit, I fucked up. Because after Stephanie said what she said and she walked off, she was like, okay.
By the way, I need to, and speaking of which, like, coming out and interrupting people, I'm going to put this out there. This is something that needs to be heard. I don't care who watches the show, but when is wrestling?
We do care.
Okay, let's go.
When you guys are going to cut me off before I even say it. Shut the hell up. Okay, let me see. Okay,
we love
when are we going to stop with all this? Every time someone's interrupted, they got to play the music, and the person's got to. And in some cases, the person actually comes out and does the poses and stuff the intro poses. Sometimes I don't see why they always do that. Like, sometimes it's inappropriate considering the situation that they wrote for.
Yeah.
Like, normally, wouldn't the person just walk the hell out there with a microphone? Like, they didn't used to have the intro every time back in the Attitude Era. Like, the person just come out and just say what the hell they had to say.
It really does annoy me to no end when you hear the music. If I was in the ring,
it kills the mood.
I was like, I'll sit there and look at them. I'm going underneath the ring, get a kendo stick, say, "You want to come in the ring right now?"
I mean, especially when it's real, like, intense, like it's something when the person's really going deep with it, like when he's really driving home. Nobody's gonna come out to their music.
It's just cheap pop.
They're not gonna. But they shouldn't do that all the time. It kills
it didn't even need to happen.
It kills it.
Yeah, it really
did.
You
already had the focus, and you already had our attention. The whole cheap pop thing was not even necessary.
Because when you ain't playing, when you coming out there and you dead serious, you ain't playing. You ain't gonna tell nobody. You ain't gonna tell the audio guy to play my music.
I'm just walking out, motherfucker.
The dude just gonna walk out on a microphone, walk straight to the ring, get in the dude's face. I mean, that's Austin used to do that junk. Sometimes the music didn't even hit when Austin came out. Austin used to come out there and just be in your freaking face. Like, Stone Cold used to come down that ramp, no music would play, and it would play after whatever took place in the ring. They would hit the music.
But yeah, it kind of when Caitlyn came out and interrupted that whole thing, and Stephanie said what she said, and they went into the ring, Caitlyn and AJ in the ring arguing, and then they get into a little fisticuff. That wasn't even a fisticuff fight. That was more.
That was crap.
That was crap. But that little nip slip that happened, I was like, nip slip. That's funny. It was very anticlimactic for me. It really was.
I just love the fact that I follow so many hardcore WWE fans because they noticed that little nip slip, and I didn't notice it, and then I had so many of them like post pics of it.
Oh God, they jump all over that.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my God, you see that nipple? But like, what was the point of her bringing out some of the divas with her, and they not
because of the scene that happened at the pay-per-view where Layla came out and then
but the thing is, they didn't even do jack crap. They stood back there. If I was gonna be a diva,
she did that. Stephanie did that as a warning, like, because this is based on what really happened backstage, or one of the Divas did interrupt Stephanie in a meeting or something, and like someone interrupted her. They never said who it was, and that's why that whole "don't interrupt me" thing came up. And
who had the balls to do that? Oh, sorry, who had the galls to do that?
Who had the ovaries? The ovaries.
I mean, yeah, I respect Stephanie McMahon, but sometimes some of the decisions that they make,
Not all of them.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to interrupt you right now. This is your decision right here? We're going to talk.
Well, I'm glad Vince did, because apparently he threw the script that she wrote into the trash and got Paul Heyman and Zeb Coulter to rewrite it. And from what this Raw been, we saw, it was actually good. And I hope he keeps doing it.
No wonder why it was so good.
Yeah, the thing is, with the whole, let's go back. I'm going to harp on the whole Divas match because I hate the Divas so much. Even though
You're not the only one.
Even though I'm like a backyard wrestler and I, suck at wrestling right now because I have a brain injury. I have a concussion, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wrestle.
She's recovering.
Yeah, I actually pulled out a decent match versus some of the Divas on a bad day.
Yeah, you could actually.
The Divas is hers.
My opinion on the Divas matches. Just watching it.
He loves the Divas.
I mean, you have to.
No, I just don't.
Divas, you'll feel better.
Seriously, the Divas are crap. You have to admit that. Yeah,
the product.
Without a doubt. They're crap.
One, you got the Bellas bag, which, let's be honest, the only reason they're bag is because, A, they're banging Daniel Bryan and Cena. 2, they only want to be part of the E show that's coming out soon. That's the only reason they're there.
Yeah, they're not great heels.
It's all a marketing ploy.
I mean, if you get a woman that is almost like, Trish Stratus in attitude, but has the strength of China, you think she'll be, taking that shit?
No.
Hell no.
See, here's the thing. Like, even when you had girls like, that's what I'm saying. Even when you had girls with size and good looks and stuff, back then they used to actually go the distance and make sure that they used to make those girls work, man.
Yeah.
Those girls used to have to get in there and work. I mean, China, when she was Intercontinental Champion, you could put her matches up with any of the prior Intercontinental Champion, and I like we always say, the Intercontinental Championship is a workman's title. They made her get out there and hit victory rolls and arm drags, and she had to work. They made her.
Her and Jericho. Oh my god!
It was so great.
They made her work. Like she had to work harder than she's ever worked. Did you ever see her work in the ring before when she got that belt? She didn't know what she was getting herself into. That's what drove her crazy, because they probably worked their ass to death. They probably said, "You're gonna work."
Okay, let's go to the match with Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. I actually enjoyed this match. I was kind of, stunned that they stopped the match.
Yeah, but if you saw what happened with him jumping out, you could clearly tell something was wrong.
I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong.
Because he hit that wall bad.
He really did.
He banged into it.
It kind of reminded me of when...
he ate that wall.
It kind of reminded me of when Lita did the same thing against Trish.
Oh, that was beautiful. But it was bad, but it was beautiful at the same time, the way she landed.
She landed on her head.
Yeah, it was.
How was that beautiful?
It was like, man, it was nasty.
She meant artful. It's artful.
Yeah,
it was
artful. Aesthetically, the way her body made the impact.
Daniel Bryan. If you watch Daniel Bryan for years, ROH, he'll fight her.
Yeah, because even he made it.
Know for sure when he can't go, so I guess I understand why he was upset they stopped it like that.
Because he even admitted in an interview, I've been wrestling for 13 years. Never in my life did I ever stop a wrestling match.
That's what I said. That's what happened. After the match, he got in Triple H. Of all people, he got in Triple H's face and was yelling at him about that.
Yeah, I got
in front
this.
Of everybody.
It's the quality of work, he's like...
And people were like, oh my god, he's so soft-spoken, he's yelling and cussing.
Because he's more mellow. He's usually more laid back and mellow. And just, I wish someone would have videotaped that.
That would have been awesome to see.
They put it on the app. This is what happened.
And he got in the face and they almost went fighting. That would have been awesome to see. But then they made up and they both apologized.
And now it's becoming pretty much a storyline.
They make a storyline of
everything.
Like,
but I did get a tweet from saying that there's going to be another match with Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they fought on SmackDown last Friday, which was good, and it ended with a count out. And Daniel Bryan won by count. He wanted to restart the match, and that's how SmackDown ended with Orton just shaking his head, and they pulled up the credits, and it was just like, okay.
Yeah, and Daniel Bryan going no, and the referee going yes. I mean, he going yes, and the referee going no.
The referee going no.
No. Yes.
But
So Raw should be interesting.
Yeah, since they have Paul Heyman and Zeb Coulter at the helms of writing.
Is that official? They're gonna be writing this one.
I'm not sure.
No, it's not official.
But if they do, it should be another good show.
But let's see. Let's talk about Sin Cara and Curtis Axel match.
Okay, number one, why do they still have Sin Cara in that damn bad lighting situation? I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that guy
That guy
can't take it seriously anymore.
And two, he botched off the top rope
again,
and that's why Curtis Axel had to do that DDT.
Good.
I mean, I seriously believe they should have just kept him in developmental for a while.
I think the problem with Sin Cara, after seeing the match he had with Cesaro, is the language barrier. The dude does not understand English fluently. And unless you like somebody like Del Rio or Cesaro, who probably wrestle like in different countries,
and
it's not going. He's going to mess up. And what WWE needs to do is send him back to LCW or get him a translator, let him help him with his English, and they'll probably help him with his matches.
Yeah.
Like have him in a room with Del Rio and Ray and have them talk.
And he had Ray and Ricardo.
Yeah. But
take it slow. He doesn't need to be rushed like that. Slow it down.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's coming from he's still in that whole mindset of Mexican wrestling.
Yeah, because back in Mexico, what Conan was saying on the MLW radio, he was awesome. He's
I watched his match against.
He's one of the greatest of all time in Mexican wrestling.
He had a stellar match against Tiger Mask 4. I mean, if anybody gets a chance, check out him versus Tiger Mask 4. I mean,
but
it was good.
They should just go ahead and put him back into the developmental so he can get used to because I don't think he's used to those loose ropes.
Yeah, it's like that's one thing is that American ring ropes are not as tight as Mexican wrestling ropes are almost like tight ropes. They because they have to do so much springboarding and
whatnot. Del Rio was fortunate enough to actually get accustomed to the ropes.
But Del Rio didn't do a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of the springboarding and stuff like that. But still,
he was a rudos. He wasn't a technicos. He was a rudos, and he did a lot.
And he actually took the time to learn the language.
He could speak very good English. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just figure, why can't he, help Sin Cara with that?
I mean, what happened to Ray? Is he injured again?
He had another surgery, I think.
He's been having a lot of doctor visits.
Time for retirement.
He claims he's gonna be ready for SummerSlam.
Sadness.
I mean, if you think about it with him and if you once you pair Sin Cara and Ray together, they did perfect. They did well because he had someone that spoke English and Spanish with him.
They were going there. He could talk to him.
But since he doesn't,
it was a good dynamic. But then unfortunately, accidents happen.
Since Ray keeps getting into surgeries, getting into accidents, because with all that he's been doing since what, 94.
Since
he's been in the business.
Since he's been in the business, it's going to be wear and tear on his body.
God's sake, the dude got thrown into a trailer like a star.
1988, jeez.
Yeah, and he's like, what, 30 something?
Yeah.
He's like 36. Been wrestling for forever. So yeah, it's going to be harder for Sin Cara to advance if he doesn't have someone that speaks. If he does not speak English, I mean, just go ahead and give him with somebody that does speak English, and if he is having a hard time learning English, because English is a very hard language to learn, unlike other languages. Just give him a translator like they did with Khali, and just be done with it.
Yeah, they need to do something. So
let's get into one more thing before we get into the two best parts of Raw Monday.
Hold on, before you say, did you see where Zed Coulter now has Cesaro?
Yeah, let's be honest. The only reason he got Cesaro is because Jack Swagger is I guess
No, his
they
court
made a
date is
deal?
like on the 25th.
Oh,
What's that?
I was about to ask if Jack Swagger had did they come up with anything on his trial or anything?
It's on the
I haven't
25th.
heard anything. Wasn't it today?
It's the 25th of this month.
Oh, it's tomorrow then.
Yeah.
But plus, he injured his hand.
Good luck with that, Jack.
Yeah.
But I think it helps both of them out.
And plus, it's better with Cesaro.
Yeah.
I mean, Cesaro and Coulter together.
Even though it doesn't make any sense, but it's built for both.
It doesn't make sense, but good for them. Like, good that Cesaro's getting
it helps keep Zeb
out.
Coulter on TV, and it helps keep Cesaro on TV.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because you have him who's a Swede, who's a nationalist, and then you have Zeb Coulter who's American, who's also a nationalist. It kind of sort of, if you think of this
it kind of disproves his point.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only thing that sucks about it. But in terms of like the promos we're going to see, I'm for it. But again, it disproves his point what he's been saying.
Yeah. But I did like him on commentary with JBL, King, and Michael Cole.
JBL's good on commentary.
He is.
Yeah.
King's always going to be King, but then just Michael Cole.
Stay away from the fried foods, King. You had a
that
heart attack, man.
That pissed me off. I'm sitting there like, are they eating hearty?
I mean, they talking about
Jerry
even
Lawler
on CNN. They were talking about like how his body work, and like now they
even though the dude had like steak and potatoes after his heart surgery, but dude, come on,
he's crazy.
Nice looking sandwich though.
He thinks he's a
that's even worse.
I'm just saying, it's a nice looking sandwich.
I haven't had Hardee's in a long time
You
since
know,
they.
that's the thing that sucks. Do they even have Hardee's around here?
No, they closed every one of us.
No, it's actually there's one in Warner Robins.
There's
Warner
always,
Robins, we're talking
there's
about
always
Macon.
something.
There's no in Macon, but there's like
nothing.
2 in Warner Robins.
My mom's always had good stuff.
Because
I know there's
more,
one in Atlanta because that was the last time I had Hardee's, and one in Albany.
Should I? This town,
They also do this whole Sonic thing too.
Should
I
I?
don't know why.
I like Sonic.
I'm gonna just go off topic with should I?
No.
Town, this town is dying.
We're not talking about that.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. So, apparently, y'all might be wondering why all the Triple H, Vince, and Stephanie appearances on the show. And I'll tell you why. Apparently, the executives at USA basically told Vince that they wanted more McMahons on the show to help with the ratings.
That's not gonna help if it's a PG show.
Yeah.
USA,
It was
let me.
interesting when it became about him, Triple H fighting Axel, but then after that dropped down, now it's just becoming a comedy act.
Yeah, kind of like Buzz Bunny versus Daffy Duck with the whole rabbit season, duck season thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then Stephanie, the only funny part that came was when Stephanie yelled out loud, they need to stop. And then that whole hugging thing. Like,
But anyway, so
Also,
you work for me. You do it.
But listen, USA, your last advice for WWE about going to 3 hours didn't pan out. Maybe that's why the ratings are down. So
that might be.
you might want to just let it be and just take it as it is.
go back to 2 hours and
Shut up. Stick to running drama and let WWE do what they do.
I mean, seriously.
Now let's get to the good parts.
Well, actually,
Well-
I can't focus after the second hour.
Well, before we get to the good part of this one, Cena comes out.
Ah, boo.
Cena comes out, does the same
yeah.
stick over and over again about how he had a poor 2012 and there are always going to be haters and all that. I'm like, ugh.
That was a shitty 2012.
Yeah. But most of that was on him.
Yeah, but go on.
Then Mark Henry comes out in a suit.
And the shit continues to stack higher. And
Actually-
stink worse.
I
I hope he has a good retirement.
I can't get over that suit.
Yeah. So Mark Henry comes out, and there was rumors of him retiring, which we said on the show that's probably going to happen.
I totally bought it. I bought all of
I
it.
didn't bought it, but it was pretty good, especially
Actually,
the part with Mae Young somebody was screaming Mae Young.
The sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Good theme song, terrible story.
He almost had me in tears.
He was crying too. I was pulled in for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
And then it was like, it hit me like, why? But the two things is like, why is Cena still there?
And then when you said Cena was
when you're doing a serious retirement, this usually happens at the end of the show, so that's when it's like, oh crap.
And then JBL kind of spoiled it a little bit when he was saying that he never won the WWE title. And then Mark gave some props to Cena, which got him booed because he said that Cena would go down as one of the best WWE champions of all time.
He was paid to say that.
Yeah, that was a bold statement, Mr. Henry.
And then him and Cena shake hands and had their hands raised, and then Mark gave him the World's Strongest Slam.
That's what I do.
I still got
another attack.
Yeah, he basically pulled the Ric Flair and said he wasn't gonna retire.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I had you all fooled. You know, you're just puppets.
I know, Todd.
So now it's going to be Mark Henry versus
Cena. One was going up Cena's rear end.
Yeah, that was actually kind of funny. I'm sorry.
Honestly, give him the belt. Seriously, because he had me fooled. I would vote for him getting that thing right now.
Yeah, but we all know it ain't going to happen.
We know it ain't going to happen.
We ain't know it, but just go ahead and give him
that promo. Hell, give him an Oscar too, just for the hell of it.
And he's sitting there crying, and I'm sitting there like, why is he crying? Why am I crying? Don't cry.
I was like, I almost did. He was talking about his wife.
This stuff got me Teddy Long on a lot.
I thought he was probably crying because Paula Dean.
Hey.
Oh yes.
Okay, too soon.
It's not too soon for that.
When do you want to talk about the next show?
No, we're not talking about that.
He doesn't want to hit that one.
I don't watch Food Network anyway, so.
You know what? Okay. I know you don't want to talk about this.
Go on.
I know you don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about this.
She's not the queen of Southern cooking.
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, she used the word a long time ago. But the thing is, people put a double standard on that word.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, you have to think. Paula Dean was raised in the South during the time when the N-word was used.
She's from Albany.
Yes, that's deep South.
That's deep as you can get.
Yeah. So you're going to hear that N-word all the time.
America's is deeper. But go ahead.
So why are you up in arms about a woman using the N-word raised in the South? A white woman at that. I understand.
With blue eyes.
I understand where, because I live in the South. I hear it all the time from white, black, Mexican, and whatnot.
No, I heard it 5 times today.
Okay.
So why do we have this double standard on this word?
Oh, you want to see double standard? I come from San Diego, California. Everybody calls everybody that word. Like Filipino people call Filipino people that word. Filipino people call black people that word. Black people call white people that word. White people call Chinese people that word. It's in California. It's like he instead of you, or instead of me addressing you as you, we would use the N-word to address each other.
Yeah. So there's a double standard on that word, and it pisses me off to no end that there's a double standard on this word. It seems like it should be only reserved for black people to use amongst other black folks. Excuse me? No, sometimes a word is a word, and it should be freely used. My whole problem with it is, yes, the N-word was once used as a derogatory term.
It's one of those degrading terms you could call a human being.
You could call a human being back in slavery era, yada yada yada. But then it became a private word amongst black people, because you heard it, in the barbershop, you heard it in your neighborhood.
They say it all the time.
They say it all the time.
They still say it. They say it now.
They still say it now.
You walk down the street, you hear that shit.
And to me, in my mind, what made the word more, acceptable in our society is the fact that rappers and hip hop artists are using it religiously.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say religiously, but they made the private word more public. Not only is it said here in America, it's said in Germany, it's said in Japan, everywhere.
Well, yeah, it's one of those words that just got out. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a whole. There's a whole.
Stop having double standards. Go on with your lives. Accept it.
Either that, or just like either that, like do accept it so it can be squashed, like so it can be squashed, because it's the older generation's always going to cause chaos among the newer generations, as long as that word still has sensitivity by itself. So,
but the thing is,
maybe being more careful where you say.
I don't think it's the older generation that was having a problem with it. I think it's the younger generation who's more, want to be politically correct.
Oh yeah. It's a whole bunch. God, this is like a freaking jigsaw puzzle. Keep going. We'll be here all day talking.
I mean, there is no way that you can make a word, a good word. I understand, the connotation of it. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to say it. I'm sorry. Some people say the word nigger is more offensive than nigga.
Well,
how is it more offensive?
Well, no, wait a minute. It's now. Some people, it's sensitive. It's a sensitivity thing. It's a personal preference.
It's a personal preference, but they both mean the same thing.
No, if I was born in the 50s, and we're gonna bring this into wrestling, so we stay on topic.
Can we just stop right now? This
could go on. This could go on.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, if we were gonna talk about anything and everything on this show, let's go ahead and talk about this.
Well, we can't. Well, we have to reserve time. We will get back to this. We will hit on this some other time. But this can go on. We're diving into the void right now, Karen. You and me are about to go into a void with this, and it will go on.
All I'm gonna say is we'll leave it at this. She's a stupid idiot, and her lawyers really need to be fired because apparently nobody on that staff told her that it's probably a good idea to try to lie as much as you can, not tell the absolute truth. Because that's like something you cannot come back from.
Yeah, well, in today's media, you got it comes down to the media and the way they dictate.
But we're getting off that topic now.
Yeah, we have to jump off
because
Karen.
We're not going deep. That's like
it's going deep. We about to dive into the.
So she's gonna get punished for saying the word, while someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, who said the word as well.
It's about timing. It's about the media. And you got to remember, it's news. It's the media. Look at what Paul Dean looks like. Look at her physical appearance. She's
moving on.
It's about where they want to target.
We're moving on now. We're moving on.
It's about who they want to hit.
All right.
So yeah.
Next topic.
Before we move on, the greatest quote ever by Booker T.
Yes. It's like, man. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, let's go.
You never heard that? Oh my God.
Oh, I do. I know that. I know. I just didn't hear what you said. On the next topic.
Yeah, moving on.
CM Punk versus Del Rio, good match.
I didn't like the ending.
Which one?
Where Brock Lesnar comes out.
Okay, before that, Del Rio goes out, gets counted out. Then Ziggler comes in and clobbers Del Rio.
That was actually pretty good.
That was actually really good. I saw that. It was really good.
That was really good.
Then, as Karen said, Brock Lesnar comes out, acts like he's about to talk, which everybody was up in arms and about to say, fuck no. And then he F5s CM Punk. And that's how Raw ends.
That was that.
I just wanted to find that script, lay it down on the pavement out there in the parking lot of that arena, pull down my pants, take a dump on it, and wait till the flies come to finish the job, baby.
Why are we talking about taking a dump on scrubs?
Because I hated the ending.
The ending was just so bad. I don't understand why they did that ending like that. Yeah, I understand what's trying to, what they're trying to convey. Because, when, CM Punk's like, Paul, I don't want you out there with me.
And then you're wondering, like, was this all Brock doing, or did Paul hand this?
Yeah, it's like, what are we supposed to think? Like, at least, like, give us a motivation or how to feel.
Paul Heyman is bad because CM Punk doesn't want to be his client anymore. That he's getting away from him.
I know, but see, they don't emote that in the scene. Like, we don't see I get like, okay, this is a warning, comes out, F5, bam, you know.
I understand, but the thing is, like he said, there was no warning, there was no nothing. It's like,
and during the opening scene when he talks to him before he goes out there, like you see Paul Heyman talk. Paul Heyman doesn't give us any kind of hint that he's feeling that way. No,
Yeah.
not even the slightest hint that. And I understand they're trying to give it that Paul Heyman's a snake and you never see him coming, but like at least give us a hint that's where we are. That emotionally that's where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be kind of suspicious, like. We're not supposed to see it coming, but we're at least supposed to be able to revert back and say, "Oh, wait a minute, he did say that." Like a hint, like a foreshadow, like a prelude, something that Punk doesn't notice, but we, the audience, may kind of be like, "What did he say?"
Yeah, but the thing is, he just comes out there, F5's Punk, and I'm like, "What?"
Great. I mean, sure, I'm just saying, man. It's like it just didn't. It seemed like it needed something more to really get me to feel like, oh my God, he really did this. You know, like Paul Heyman. I wanted to feel like Paul Heyman would never do that to Punk, and then be surprised and find out that Paul Heyman did do it.
If Paul Heyman had nothing to do with it, then you would like to figure out, you know, at least have Paul Heyman say something that, you know, before that whole thing. That, you know, this is not my doing.
He doesn't have to necessarily say it out clear. He didn't have to necessarily even just something that we wouldn't pick up on until after the fact. Like something.
Like he basically, if you want Paul Heyman to be like the one behind it, then you give like little cues that he's behind it. Or if he doesn't, you know, is not behind it, you give cues that he has lost control over Brock Lesnar.
But it's not that ending didn't have a point. Like
it left me unsatisfied.
It left me unsatisfied, but it did give me something like, okay, it did give the message, but the message could have been delivered a little better. It gave the message, but I felt it could have been a little better, way better. Okay, I was dissatisfied completely. Okay.
Your views on that?
I actually liked it.
You liked it? It's all right. I mean, it wasn't.
It had me pumped.
I mean, we're gonna see. What is it
CM
going?
Punk. CM Punk can bring the best out of it. But if CM Punk can bring out the best of John Cena, he could do the same for Brock.
I'm positive him
and
Brock. I'm positive that him and
Punk. These two are gonna have with each other. Like what's gonna be talked about, what's gonna be said, and probably have to wait. This is gonna happen at SummerSlam, ain't it?
Yeah,
that's Brock's pay-per-view.
Pretty much.
That's Brock's time.
But another reason why Raw was probably good was one of the head writers left the show. David Kruzman. He was a former.
Actually, if you want to say it correctly, in German is Kreisman.
Yeah, it's Kreisman. Yeah.
You think I'm not German? One important co-head writer of Pike's favorite soap, All My Children. Do you still watch that, Pike, online, or?
You seriously watch All My Children?
For me?
Yes.
Shit, I'm never telling you a damn thing again. You know that?
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, this is gold.
It's like it was a time in my life.
So what? I watched Young of the Wrestlers and CBS daytime shows.
I mean,
because I was forced to by my mom.
At one point, I did watch All My Children. I remember JR was my favorite character, and hell, now I'll watch Days of Our Lives with my wife, you know. But I watch a soap opera every week.
I mean, I could do the Young and the Restless, but All My Children, that is.
All My Children was great.
I could do Young and Restless, but my God.
I used to watch General Hospital.
Yeah, but apparently he left the company, and I guess now they're going to be looking for a new head writer.
Again.
He left on his own accord, so apparently he couldn't hack it because maybe Vince was getting on his case.
I mean, like, what is the role? Like, do you know the general role of this head writer? Is he supposed to write every single segment? Is he supposed to do?
You're head writer, but in reality, Vince is the head writer.
Yeah, like you're just a figurehead, and you probably review the actual, the preamps that they give you.
Basically got to bounce off ideas and stuff like that until Vince likes some more.
Him and probably definitely get like final approval with all this
Because
stuff.
they probably have an editor, but the editor doesn't really edit, and instead the head writer edits, and then the editor just agrees. That's what they pay you to do.
I mean,
it's either agree or disagree.
That job, because I know it's got to be stressful.
Oh, it's got to be a crap job.
So basically, like the head writer, you just bounce ideas off of him or her with the McMahons, and then
they do the edits and whatever they like, they put in the script.
Pretty much, yeah. So, the McMahons determine what goes in the scripts.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I mean, you're the head writer, so you're basically being, determining what goes into your final script before you send it to the McMahons, and they determine what's going into your final script. So the editor, the writer, one of the writers at that table that they sit at, one of the writers, when they pass it along to him, they then wrote their final script. That's their masterpiece they wrote for a segment, all right? They all tally all the scripts together and make the full script, and they give it to the head writer. The head writer goes through there and makes it, it turns into his script. Then, before you know it, the head writer is powerless to stop the McMahons from going through and hacking the script up to the way they feel it should be. Because they apparently know television.
Apparently they know story.
Yeah. But do they? Yeah, exactly. So, a bunch of rich people who have had no kind of writing experience, but they've been in the business long enough, give them credit for that. However, they're going to sit there and hack up the head writer's script, who I'm praying was hired because he actually knows something about wrestling storylines, which I'm totally wrong about.
Yeah. Stop getting writers from soap operas.
You see what I mean? That's exact. It's like like by the time I can only imagine what goes on in WWE. Like,
at least don't make them head writers.
You see, the creative team is going to come up with the concept, and they're going to pitch it to the writers. The creative is going to pitch it to the writers. The writers are going to take the creative files and put them in. They're going to write scripts for the creations, and then it's just going to go through a funnel. You know what I mean? And it's going to go to the McMahons, and the McMahons are going to turn it into something completely different. It's what we in the business, and this is a real term they use in the broadcast business. This is what we call a clusterfuck.
Basically, the McMahons are the gatekeepers, and whatever they say goes.
Yeah, that's because a certain someone who used to work with Eric Bischoff is no longer calling the shots. As much as crappy as much of a crap job as he's done at times, he did actually do Raw pretty good. I won't mention this gentleman's name because we all know who I'm talking about.
Speaking of Bishop, let's go to TNA. Did we talk about Rampage on last show?
No.
Okay. Well,
not to my knowledge.
Huh?
No, we did.
Okay.
You mean like Rampage, like in Rampage, that's in Georgia?
No, the UFC fighter.
You're talking about Rampage at TNA when he came to TNA.
Oh yeah, him.
The Bellator.
Speaking of Bellator, good lord, ooh. Shit. Now they don't have to worry about King Mo getting knocked the fuck out his second match, because they said that they did terrible in the ratings.
Oh God,
So everything's resting on Rampage's shoulder.
I didn't even see him Bellator at all.
It's like
it's the ghetto version of UFC.
It's like someone. It's like
basically it's TNA version. It's like WWE and TNA to UFC and Bellator. That's what it is.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like someone took a popsicle stick that was manufactured by WWE and then sold by TNA, and then wedged up Bob Sapp's ass crack, and then pulled out and stuck in a little kid's mouth.
Okay, then
that's what it was. That's what happened to the Bellator.
I'm making a decision as the host of this show. You would not talk about anything like that again. That's enough for today. Stop that now.
I make analogies.
I
make good analogies.
Anyways,
don't stick for that. No, stop.
Who cares? So Rampage is now in TNA. Why?
You guys tell me, man.
I mean, I saw it. I still don't understand it.
Because they need stars. They need something.
They don't need stars. What they need to do is go ahead and get some of their younger roster members and push them. Because some of their younger roster members can actually wrestle.
Yeah, but tell that to Bishop and brother.
I won't say anything about this because I've said it for 5 shows now. I've said what I had to say about our brother. You know,
he's not our brother. He's not my brother.
He's not my brother.
My brother's on vacation.
About the guy who just can't seem to understand where he is in the business.
I'm calling this now. I will really quit TNA if they really do go through with Bully Ray versus Hogan. I'll really hope what Hogan put on his Twitter was just a joke.
What did he put on Twitter?
About he was training to get ready to, all that.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to do it.
I hope not.
If he was going to do it, he would have done it anyway.
Okay. Scenario, let's go worst case scenario. If they main event Hogan.
It has to come up, though.
If they main event Hogan, like, what's the worst case scenario for TNA if they main event Hogan?
They would kill the Rays and they'd get kicked off of Spike.
They would get totally hated even more.
Okay, Karen, what do you think's going to happen if they main event Hogan?
Again?
Yes, again. That's the big thing about Hogan. It's always again.
I mean, they're already doing bad in the Rays now. Bully Ray's like 0.8.
I mean, what they actually really need to really need to do to get TNA out of what TNA is, I would actually. Okay, let me say. Let's say it again. If they do this again, the ratings will drop, and they'll have no credibility on Wrestling Matters because of what I got the same tweet on my Twitter feed from RVD. There's no more professionalism in TNA. So the ratings will drop. They will lose probably some of their good wrestlers that they have.
They already have.
I mean, somewhat more than they should. In order for TNA to get out of whatever... Well, in order for TNA to pull themselves out of the hole that they're in, get rid of Hulk Hogan...
And Brooke Hogan. And Bischoff.
I don't really mind Brooke Hogan. I really don't.
Yes, get rid of her. She's wasting money in cap space.
I really don't much care. I don't want her being there. But get rid of Hulk Hogan. Get him off the TV. Put somebody else in charge as the general manager. I believe that the general manager should have wrestling business, wrestling knowledge, should have a tight rein on everyone there. The wrestling is, really decent because most of the majority of those wrestlers, have been in indies and whatnot, have been around for years.
I think they need to turn it up.
Yeah, they need to turn it up. Here's my thing. They need to go ahead and start utilizing some of the younger wrestlers. Start putting out fresher face.
Heyman said that 3 times. Go ahead.
He said it a bunch of times,
yeah. Put out fresh face wrestlers. Because if you use the same old people, your business is going to die. I mean, yeah, you have the fanfare with all these, of all the older generation, but you need to bring in a new generation that will love wrestling. They need to get attached to a new Jeff Hardy or a new Kurt Angle or somebody new. They need to get attached to these newer wrestlers. They need to change their storyline.
They don't need his thing. They need to get rid of the storyline. For a good while, they just need to go without storyline, completely without it. Just throw it out the window. It needs to go.
But they need to. A whole show about the Bound for Glory series, like no storyline, just matches.
That's what I'm saying.
Like even show house show matches because that's the cool thing. It makes you pay attention to house shows.
They used to do this kind of stuff, and that's what got them to where they were. Like
they need to bring back the X Division.
They need to totally refurbish the X Division. They need to refurbish it.
They need to get rid of the whole 3-way BS.
Yeah.
They do, and they need to really do away with the modernized set designs and the HD cameras and all this crap that makes your product look soft. It just, I'm not saying TNA can't have the colors they have and stuff like that,
but you want TNA
but there's a point at which you're trying too much to be like Monday Night Raw, and it doesn't look different, and you don't stand out because you look so much like the other product. If you have stream lights going up and down on scaffolds, and you have hanging expensive lighting arrays over the ring with like Trons and stuff, and you got Tron over here, and you got lighting in the audience, you got all this stuff they're trying to do to look like the other product, you're not really getting ahead.
You're just getting further and further behind.
That's just my opinion, gentlemen. You're not.
I mean, then you have to.
I mean, I've set up on before you say Karen, I've set up on this show for the episodes that we've done. I set up. I make all kinds of lewd and crude and derogatory statements about TNA, especially, and the WWE divas, and I say these harsh things because I really am emotionally invested in these products because I grew up with them. I hate to see them turn to what they are because whether it's political agendas or just the bad ideas or wrong assumptions about the direction of your audience or just bad writing that's hurting your product's profits. I really would like to see TNA succeed, but they've done so much to say that we are failing, we are not doing this right, but we don't care, we're going to keep doing it because our owner doesn't have the wherewithal to put a stop to it.
She's just too nice.
Exactly, but and this is not something that we're looking from the outside in on. This is something that a lot of people have said. I mean, we have plenty of evidence to back up the fact that she can't let anyone go. We don't even work in the business and we're able to set up as an audience and see this clearly. We shouldn't see all of this. We shouldn't be able to determine all this in our heads. We should be more concerned with the product. We should be enjoying watching on TV and be in delusion. I really care. I really care. I do care. You know, if anybody ever listens to this, I do care about both products, but I mean, when they keep not caring about the audience is when I start shooting back at them. I will not tolerate my time to be wasted. If you're trying to sell me something I'll buy. I'm a customer. Sell me what I want to buy. Why can't I get what I want to buy from these people? That's why people aren't watching. That's why they're losing. That's why it's no longer the Attitude Era anymore. The Attitude Era was a product people wanted to buy.
I mean,
then you want to buy it?
I still want to buy it.
Then you enjoy that product? Didn't anybody here enjoy that product?
I enjoyed it immensely. It's just the fact that TNA no longer cares. Even though they said wrestling matters, that's what Mick Foley did for them before he left. Wrestling matters.
It does. I'm sorry to take us off topic. I wanted to apologize to the host here. I'm sorry to take us off topic. Go ahead, Shannon. I'm just having an emotional problem because I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from with these things I say on the show. It's me. I'm saying that I want things to be fixed, but you know,
but it's not
my frustration with it.
It's their call on
back
fixing it.
To Rampage, I'm kind of torn between it because on the one hand it's good because Rampage is a hell of a lot better than King. People pretty much know who the hell Rampage is. Except Karen.
No, I know who he is now. I'm sitting there thinking.
But I mean, compared to King Mo, nobody knew who the hell King Mo was.
No.
Just the dude took the name of a fighter from Punch Out.
Yeah, he did.
But nobody knew who he was. But at least with Rampage, people know who he is. But in the back of my mind, it's like, is this dude going to be
a wrestler?
No, is he going to be effective? Because let's be honest, the only reason he left USC because USC didn't like him, and he was getting old and he was losing matches. And
he ended up asking a lot.
That's why I meant by him losing matches.
But not only that, he also went off to be,
and plus, if you look at it, TNA pretty much is getting screwed again because you got Bellator pretty much mostly paying all of this, and he's going to be shared with Bellator and TNA. But what happens if he gets hurt doing something in Bellator or he gets hurt doing something in TNA? Then
That's
both of
part
them
of
are pretty
business.
fucked.
It's part of business. I mean, you have to go at it all the way or halfway.
But
risk.
But the problem is, if I'm thinking what I'm thinking, that Bellator pretty much put in the money more than TNA did to get Rampage in, then they're gonna have control on what he can do and what he can't do.
Yeah.
And it's TNA's gonna be screwed if something happens because of that, and they don't get to use him. Then what was the point of bringing him in?
I'm sure there was a whole.
And to me, it feels like the whole thing with David Beckham all over again. Retired athlete who's past his prime, and how good is he really going to be? But that's my 2 cents pretty much on it. Anybody got any thoughts about the Bound for Glory series? Pike, you can help me out with this. Joseph Park, AJ Styles, Anderson, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, Joe. Who else am I missing?
You forgot
Magnus.
And Jay Bradley.
And Jay Bradley are in it.
Good.
Funny.
As I said before, this is one of the very, very, very small things I love that TNA does. I'm going to pay attention to. I would not be surprised if they give this to Magnus.
God, I hope not.
I'm thinking they're going to give it to Magnus. I mean, my first night they give him 10 points. It's either going to be Magnus or Hernandez.
No, I still think it's going to be AJ. They put too much into the AJ storyline.
Personally, I would love for Joe to win it.
It would be nice.
It would be nice.
If they're going to do it right and let Joe be Joe. But how many times have they tried and failed? I mean, I love some more Joe, but let's be honest. They gave him the belt and they screwed it up time and time again. I mean, that run he did with Main Event Mafia was stupid.
That was dumb. I really didn't like that.
Oh, yes.
That group he had.
No, when he was, I think that was the one where he was being the heel. Yeah, and that pretty much killed his whole run. But hopefully it's AJ.
Speaking of Main Event Mafia,
you're not gonna get in about the Bound for Glory series.
I think it's gonna be AJ Styles.
Let me think. It's gonna be. I hope it's not Magnus.
It's too early for Magnus, and I don't believe the whole
AJ.
push.
Just let AJ
or Joe. Hernandez part of the Bound for Glory series?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because he beat Chavo.
Oh, that's right.
Which I'm already calling that somehow Chavo is going to screw Hernandez over.
And see, this is the thing. Hernandez, there was a time at which he was really looking right for a run at the top. I really thought there was a time when he was really one of those guys. And I still think he could do it. I just think, he needs to maybe change up a few things in his set, but he's good. I mean, I really think the guy has hidden potential. It's just sad he never got it. Never got to it.
Nobody thinks Joseph Park's got a shot.
No.
I don't like what they're doing with the whole Abyss Joseph Park thing.
I know. Okay.
Go ahead, Pike.
No, that was my question. I mean, I just narrowed it down for elimination. It's like, obviously Hardy and Rudy gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
And I would say Styles and Magnus would be the 3 guys. I would not be surprised though if it at least comes down to someone in Magnus.
Well, don't they have a Final Four at the end?
Yeah, Final Four then it's 2, ain't it?
Huh?
And then Final Four then becomes 2, don't it? Like, nails down to... I don't know why I thought it was 2. So it's the Final Four they do?
Yeah, at the end, it's like the top 4 people with the top four score, and the person that wins that gets a shot at the champion.
Well, then I guess, then in that case, I guess I'll say Magnus, Joe Styles, and Hernandez then.
For the Final Four?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
for the Final
be
Four, yeah.
it's gonna be Hardy, Madness, AJ, and I want to say Aries, but it's probably gonna be Rude again.
Magnus will be in there, but I would prefer it be Aries. I prefer it be Aries instead of Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the whole Chrissy Hemme thing, I'm not sure.
But, what?
Well, don't you think that they've been de-pushing Aries because of that whole stint with Christy Hemme?
I don't know if he's being punished or not, but
okay, I did not hear this.
Dealt with that already. It's kind of water.
Apparently, you haven't listened to the show. We talked about that.
Chrissy seems to have gotten over it. So.
You remember back when
he's too good to de-push, especially in TNA.
Remember back when the Bad Influence and Chavo Hernandez and
okay, you have to forgive me. I have a concussion, so my memory is kind of blur.
So. Okay, let me give it to you the broad straight here. They were doing an introduction. It was a tag team match. No need to name all of them, but it was time for Aries and Rude to come out. You still with me now? And Christy Hemme goes on the mic, and instead of saying Rude and Aries, she said, instead of saying Aries or whatever, she said Kazarian. Well, you clearly see it's Aries.
Actually, she said Christopher Daniels.
Fine, it was Daniels. But you can clearly see it was Aries, and it was Aries music playing. So he rushes to the ring, inside the ring, gets in Chrissy's face, and then Chrissy makes the correction, and then he stands on the rope, because they're standing right next to the apron, he stands on the rope so his crotch right on her face.
I remember this, yeah,
we talked about it.
Yeah, so yeah.
And then people on the internet made a big deal about it, saying that, you know, what Aries did was wrong, and Chrissy Hemme was mad about it.
When that match happened, I said the real victory would be Chrissy Hemme if she remembers who comes out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If
you understand, Aries is got when you set him off, Aries does have a temper.
Yeah. But they kind of blew it out of proportion.
I think it's over. I mean, I think Aries will make a mark as well in the series. I can't believe I totally left him off there. But yeah, he's gonna probably make a mark. I'm definitely gonna pay attention to it and see where it goes, and look at those points.
Yeah.
It should be fun, right?
It should be. It should be interesting.
I would love for WWE to just steal this idea, because they make it bigger and grander.
You do know that it's pretty much King of the Ring, right?
Not really, with the whole point thing and how long it is.
Yeah, but it was pretty much King of the Ring.
He's right. It is pretty much King of the Ring, but they have a point.
Component of showcasing the house shows.
Yeah.
I just think
what are we gonna do with the RHW Olympics?
This exact same format. Of course, you change the names and everything. Imagine if they had this.
That's what we were gonna do
with it.
But
I mean, it'd make a great video game.
Yeah.
So you want to see what I got on my Twitter?
Huh?
What you got?
From WWE Creative-ish.
What?
Okay, after what happened to CM Punk, we hate to see what Paul Heyman did to girls who broke up with him. Raw tonight. Hashtag Raw tonight.
Okay. But that's
sounds
interesting.
Pleasant.
Yeah, no, right.
Should I like okay?
Sorry. But
Twitter.
Let's talk about finna go off now. This knockout address that Brooke Hogan made.
That was the most retarded thing ever. Thank you.
Thank you for ruining it. But yes, it was. But the thing that set me off was the Eric Young thing, in which basically Brooke Hogan tells Eric Young about the thing that they discussed. Eric Young, being stupidly as he always is, decides to say, well, for those who don't know, technically a guy, so that means that we're basically not knockout tag champs. And
Eric Young's a guy? I just thought it was a woman who could grow a nice beard.
That
just rocked my mind.
With flat chest.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they give the belts back to Brooke Hogan and make out all the way back out of the ring. Seriously, I was face palming for like 10 minutes of how stupid that whole segment was.
Well, I didn't understand the point of it. Okay, that could have been done like in a back room somewhere, not out in public.
That is something they usually would do in the back room.
I mean, they haven't defended this out within a whole year. The last time I saw them defend it was against Sarita and Rosita in the cage at Lockdown.
Jesus.
And that was when Lockdown still had the cages in every match. And it's just stupid. I mean, you just basically took a shit on everything that those titles were actually meant. I mean, back when the knockouts were there, it had good chances. I mean, Taylor Wilde and Sarita, Kamala and Awesome Kong, and Tara and Brooke Testmarker brought credibility to the. You just gave me a dirty little why.
You said Testmarker.
Oh, come on now. She was with Tara. And you.
Tara got me down over here, man.
You still hung up on that thing.
It says screw that.
Let it go.
That was the worst show ever.
It was the worst show ever.
Let it go.
We talked about this on the show.
What was?
She's talking about. Remember we were talking about when TNA came to Megan and the Gail Kim and Brute Testmarker match, and apparently Karen and
you saw
Dana
it?
didn't like it.
That was one of the worst.
How did you
matches.
see? You weren't there.
It was hard to watch.
I read about it.
Yeah, it was on. They had articles about it. It was ridiculous.
It was the worst show.
It ended up. They had articles written about this. This was one of the worst matches ever. I was actually gonna do a public call out on Testmarker, like no joke. And I'm a backyarder. I was literally gonna shoot on her.
But like I was saying,
I mean,
it's just stupid that. I mean, I said it once. I said it again. I don't like Eric Young as the comedic performer. As a wrestler, he's good. I like him when he was serious when he did the World Elite. But this is how really bad TNA is. I mean, you might as well have JBL come out, took the tag titles, threw it in the trash, and burned them like he did Steven's Spinner belt. How fucked up those belts are now. Because now it's no good because the knockouts, they barely have any knockouts for the singles one to do for the tag.
See, what I would have done with that whole segment, if you want to do them out there, I was like, I know you're not, a woman, but you have held a champion. How about we just make it into an intergender tag team?
Okay.
They don't have much room for that.
Still, but I would have done that instead of like stripping them of the title.
And plus, I think
crapping
that's I'm thinking about wrong.
Like I said, it's just those tag belts are they're beyond tarnished now. I mean, they're just.
I mean, they don't have enough. Like you said, there's not enough women to be a tag team.
Yeah.
It's pretty much useless now. But just something good about the segment. Mickie James will have to finally defend her title against Velvet Sky. I just like seeing Mickie heel. And we get to see Taryn Terrell versus Gail in a ladder match, which should be very good. Since people were talking about the pay-per-view, this should be good and very interesting.
It should be.
And that's pretty much it. And Virgo, you're not Stephanie McMahon, so stop.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
Because she was so lost.
I stressed me the whole time while during that scene. I was just staring, so,
Okay.
yeah.
But,
I mean, there's only one.
We having this talk, so now I know what they were talking about. That's great.
I mean,
seeing every young LGBT rolling around and all the looks on their faces, and so.
Oh, this way to watch is muted.
This is exactly what I'm gonna do if I do watch that DVD show. I'm just gonna watch it on mute and just imagine, just play around.
You take a laptop into the bathroom, watch it on the can.
Watch it.
Hey, I would have done the same thing. But anyways, I mean, there's a way to look like you have power, and there's a way not to look like you have power. Brooke Hogan looked totally lost. I mean, you're supposed to be the general manager of the knockout division, and
How can you take her seriously?
You can't. I mean, I have better facial expressions. I could cause children to cry. I have caused people to cringe.
I can't help, whenever Impact's on and Brooke Hogan is there, I can't help but think about that one time she fell on her ass.
Oh, that was awesome.
Every time I see her, I can't think but think of that moment when she fell.
I still got that on my computer somewhere.
I mean, Daniel could contest about
somebody made a gif of it.
Daniel could contest about my facial expressions.
Oh yeah, she's got it down.
I mean, if I could go like head to head with Stephanie McMahon, who would win?
She's good.
Well, you gotta take in the fact Stephanie been working out. And
yeah, Stephanie's pretty damn cut.
She's pretty damn cut. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as doing, the whole facial expression.
She looks like a finer version of China.
Yeah, now she's really buffed out.
She may be buffed out, but I'm talking about about
psychologically, like going face to face.
Yeah,
you do really well.
Facial contest.
Yeah, facial contest.
She do well. She honestly, she would do.
Why the hell would I watch that?
Thank you. Good night.
Like how bored am I?
But
no, I'm pretty. I take your word. I'm pretty sure you'll win.
But on to the next topic. So Sting made a proclamation after his defeat at Slammiversary. And ironically, he used the old Sopranos quote. Remember?
The what?
The old Sopranos quote.
What proclamation? I didn't catch this.
Did you watch the?
He said that he was going to bring back the main event Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Because I want to make a point.
This is what Higgins was saying.
He made a point, and I want y'all to hear me when I said this. The reason why he made the main event Mafia was because nobody in the back that was there that night didn't come out and help him when he was getting beat on by the Aces and Aids. Granted, this is the same group that Sting took out all by himself that one time when he came back when Hogan was in the ring. So this is the reason why he's making main event Mafia. And on the next Impact, he gets in with Bully Ray. Him and Bully Ray start to fight. And before that, we saw all the aces they laid out. Then next thing you know, Kurt Angle's on the ramp, and then Angle puts Bully Ray into the ankle lock, which means Kurt Angle and Sting are in the main event Mafia again.
Here's my thing with the whole main event Mafia. It could be a good thing, but then again, it could be a bad thing, depending on who they get into the main event of Mafia.
Okay. Do I have to remind you? Okay, let me say this.
I don't mind Angle being in the group because you know he's going to do all the work.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Main event Mafia was good until Sting decided that he couldn't be healed because it messed with his religious as a Christian. That's why he did the whole, when they ever beat up somebody, he'll turn and walk away. And then apparently he couldn't take it anymore, and that's when he did the whole face turn, and Kurt Angle came drunk with power. That crippled the... Wait a minute. That crippled the group. And then the whole thing with bringing in Tracy Brooks, and then the chick from Survivor, Jenna, and that god-awful match between her and Shamel, which was worse as hell. I mean, it was good until that.
Okay.
Are you assuming that this is gonna be just like that?
Worst case scenario, yes.
Yeah.
That's worst case scenario.
It depends on who they get next week.
That's what I said.
I'm already suspicious because I watched something else and they didn't spoil it, but from what they were saying, I'm leading to is either going to be Joe or God forbid Taz.
Oh God, if Taz gets back in the ring.
Why the hell would Taz be in it?
Why is Taz in Aces and Eights?
My voice.
Exactly.
So why, if he's in Aces and Eights, so he's gonna do a coup and then join.
You do remember he was in Main Event Mafia, right?
What?
So basically, it all depends on who they get into Main Event Mafia.
But they don't have any much to pick from. I mean, Dash ain't going back. Booker T's not going back.
They're not gonna be totally healed. They're going after Aces and Eights.
And Big Papa Pump not going TNA. All the crap. Steiner.
Oh yeah.
Is not going to go back because all the crap he said about Hogan.
See, like this is.
I seriously doubt Nash would do it.
This is why I said they should be pushing some of the younger faces to come out to wrestle. That means you open up to a whole new roster, a whole new body of people to put into stables.
But see, this is the problem I have with Kurt being on there. Remember what I said? The whole reason why Sting is doing Main Event Mafia?
Yeah, sure.
He was back there in the back. So why in the blue hell is he in the Mafia? He was in the ring saying that everybody in the back didn't help him. So why is Kurt in the group? He was back there in the back. He didn't help him.
That's true.
Continuity, people.
Continuity.
This happened during the time when Sting was feuding with the NWO. They had situations where there were continuity errors in his ability to do certain things, which, I mean, it didn't hurt it, but it really, you could see foreshadowing of the fact that there were some nights where Sting could just go out there and clean out all 22 members of the NWO. Then the next night, oh man, Sting's in trouble. Well, I just don't see how all of a sudden he's decking people left and right and beating up the whole NWO. And then a few nights later, the NWO comes out there and he can't do it.
Yeah, continuity.
It's like, what?
But they tend to forget about that sometimes. I've seen that.
Yeah. But
just like the whole continuity issue of where I'm gonna go back to WWE for a second. Where you remember when Randy Orton made that statement like I am not a hugger to Daniel Bryan, was like we only want a group hug, and he's like I'm not a hugger, and you're like wait a minute, you might want to backtrack that because I have pictures of you hugging Legacy, John Cena out in the ring. You might want to rethink your line there.
Yeah,
think hard. Think very hard about that.
Think very hard.
And plus, what's wrong with hugs?
The McMahon hugs, briefly.
I mean, yeah, they pat each other like hell on the back, but, we all can get a hug every now and then.
But depending on who they bring back into the Main Event Mafia, it could either make them or break them.
I just don't. We had enough of the Main Event Mafia back in its day.
Nothing beats a Mick Foley hug.
Yeah,
nothing beats. But the thing is, if here's my thing, it could either go one way or the other. If Main Event Mafia becomes a face to face, Aces and Eights, who the hell are they gonna get? Okay, pretend they have a group, either,
Aces and Aces. Go ahead.
Now we're playing the assume game.
Yeah, let's assume they have their people.
Okay.
And now they're going against Aces and Eights. They're faces. Okay. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think the name of Main Event Mafia should be face at all. I don't think so. Should not.
Mafia is just such a...
Yeah, they should not be faces at all.
Yeah, with the name Mafia.
Main
event Mafia.
Would you like them to go back to using TNA Frontline?
Oh God! No.
Oh God! No!
That was a terrible name. That was a bad name.
Were you thinking deodorant too when you heard that name?
Oh God! It was awful.
Or how about Kings of Wrestling?
Oh goodness.
In my opinion, in order to be
most of them aren't even wrestlers.
in my opinion, in order to beat aces and eights, to really truly beat aces and eights, you need somebody who's more heel than a heel.
Why can't they get more creative with names like 3 Live Crew?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Oh God, he brought WCW. You were really traumatized by that last season when I told you about it.
The playoff 2 Live Crew.
Oh God.
Hey, we almost had a wrestler.
That was a great one.
We almost had a wrestler called 411.
What?
Yeah, we almost got a wrestler called for the backyard called 411 instead of 911. His gimmick was be 411.
Wow. Well, the only thing we had close to that was Chris the Emergency Ward, but that was like back in 07.
But the thing is, he was actually built just like 911.
Oh really?
Let me guess, was it choke slam too?
Choke slam. The dude used to come out. I can't remember his theme music. It was funny.
But anyways.
But let's end on this note.
Kurt Angle gonna have a rose too.
He's gonna have a what?
Like remember when Mafia started with that music and Kurt Angle come out there with a rose?
It's not The Bachelor.
Well, actually, that rose is supposed to be for is like the last kiss of death or something like that.
Yeah,
you give it to your opponent.
I know that, but I was just trying to.
Kurt Angle was trying to get Italian.
Seriously, you gonna say The Bachelor?
Yes, he did say that.
Oh, thanks. Thank God I got my drink right here so I can pretend I didn't hear that.
Anyways.
I'm kidding. Go on.
Anyways, let's end on this. I saw an article in Houston Chronicle that they did an interview with The Undertaker. And it was coming on why he continues to wrestle despite his injuries and age. And basically, the Taker says, honestly, I love it. That's why. I've got 26 years in the business and all these injuries, but WrestleMania has become so huge. It's just hard to walk away from it. I want the audience leaving the stadium going, wow. It's a responsibility I have being a top dog in this business. The crowd would let me know when it's time to leave. They haven't yet. If I didn't perform at WrestleMania in some strange, weird way, I feel like I was letting Vince McMahon down.
That motherfucker ain't going nowhere.
No, he's not.
The streak continues.
That man ain't budging until he's ready.
I mean, we all know Undertaker has been loyal to Vince since he got into the business, and
a lot of guys were because they were thankful to have a job.
Yeah. And honestly, since the match with him and HBK, the only matches that haven't been up to par has been his matches with Triple H. And seeing from what CM Punk did with him at the latest WrestleMania, that's mostly on Triple H.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Sorry. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm a big Triple H fan. But
because I'm saying, like, you watched, like, I saw these Triple H matches, and I'm like, then he does the Punk match. Like, when you look at how that flowed, the HBK matches. Then after that, you had the Triple H confrontations. Then after that, you have this match with Punk, and it's like,
what?
Like what?
Basically, like what?
He's not like I don't. Okay.
I say what?
What?
you see, there's like a dead zone in there.
It is. There's like even all his other matches, like different wrestlers.
I mean, there was some bad matches. I mean,
there were some bad matches, but
they were acceptable for their time period. Like the Johnny Gonzalez match. I mean, I
tried to watch that because on Netflix, I fell asleep. I
watched it. I watched it. By today's standards, that's like one of the worst matches ever. But if you watching in the context, if you're really hardcore, like, well, I'm a nut anyway. I can sit up and watch terrible matches like that because I can watch them in context of the time they were released. Like at that time, we were all so into like the whole big man hit thing. We were all so into the horror that it wasn't that bad to us. But man, boy, if you ever put your mind forward and think of it now. He has some bad ones now, but still, the streak, it's part of the legacy, and I like it.
But going from what we saw with CM Punk and what he did with the Shield, Taker can still go.
Yeah.
Oh, Taker's got it.
I mean,
it's been projected that he'll come back for SummerSlam.
My dream match is still, which
well,
will never
the
happen.
rumor is it's going to be him and Kane versus the Shield, which I'm okay with it.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
That'd be a good match.
That's a good match, yeah.
But hell, if Undertaker still thinks he can go, let him go.
Let him
but
go.
Is it kind of shocking that you see that he's now letting? I mean, is it kind of shocking to see that he's letting down his guard? Because normally Taker would be so private about doing interviews, ask who he is instead of Undertaker.
Oh yeah, he always did
kayfabe. I think now
kayfabe.
he's at that point now where he's done it for so long, and it's like, who cares?
He'll break kayfabe now more than.
He already, he did that one, like, what was that, charity commercial where he was turned into the biker again?
Yeah.
So he's really opening himself more. I think that's good for him, It's like, the audience that grew up with him being this scary character, we're older now. We're grown up. I mean, be you. Let yourself out there.
Yeah. But
so I give him tons of props for doing that.
Cameron, guys, you got any more to add to it?
I missed
the biker gimmick.
Me too.
The
only thing that they need to take out the biker gimmick was Limp Bizkit and the Kid Rock and just keep the Godsmack. I mean, it was good for that time, but now it's just lame.
And
good.
I was gonna say, the Taker legacy. It's fine that he's made these transitions, and going back to maybe the biker gimmick would be a nice welcome, that kind of thing. I mean, it's good that now. It's good that for us to get the nostalgia. We had a lot of nostalgia over the past couple of defenses at WrestleMania. Maybe changing back to the biker is okay. It suits his age.
It kind of does at his age.
Yeah, it works.
Well, the biker gimmick was basically him.
It was him, but now he could actually be him.
Yeah, he can be him if he wants to be comfortable.
But
he can do what
I
he
don't
wants.
think it would fit in the PG era.
I did.
There's Undertaker, but
Oh yes. Speaking of that, the Wyatts.
the Wyatt family.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I'm ready for them. They're coming.
The only thing, like I said on my Facebook, the only thing that worries me is how far can they go? Because there already been people complaining about the gimmick, and WWE had to defend them and tell them it's not going to be, Raven and all that other stuff that they were kind of assuming in the gimmick.
I'm pretty sure they'll do the whole scare backwards kind of thing. They won't go as far as they probably should, but at least it's something new and fresh.
It's like they're not going to fail like they did with Crime Time, because see, they're like with Crime Time, that was a situation where they should have just not hired those guys and just brought New Jack and Mustafa there. If you want to get, I know that will never happen.
But it will be a cold day in hell before Vince lets New Jack in there.
We all know that. But see, my thing is that this Crime Time gimmick could have been something great if they had just maybe got different guys to do it. Maybe, they don't have to be as hardcore as New Jack and Mustafa, but I'm saying they could have been a little bit more. They didn't sound like they was from where they said it was from. They didn't act. It wasn't hood enough, It just they sounded wrong.
He's right. They did kind of sound wrong.
It just they ain't supposed to be talking like that. They supposed to talk like street. It's supposed to be hard.
It got worse when they had Shawn Michaels doing it.
They should have never talked. I'm telling you, it would have been a better run if they never let them talk. It would have been a better run. They just kept stealing stuff and doing what they do and whatnot and beat people up and stuff. It would have been good.
It got really stupid when they stole Lita stuff.
Oh, it was dumb. Oh, it was so
that
dumb.
Was a bad way to send Lita.
And then they did the whole thing where it's crime time. Come on.
Whatever.
I went. You know what I did? You know what I did? I went back and I pulled out the ECW. I started watching the Gangsters matches immediately. I had to heal myself. But by the way, before we close out, I want to also say I want to thank Clay Ferguson our dear friend Clay Ferguson, who brought to my attention that I missed a golden matchup over the past couple of weeks, going back to June 10th, I believe. I finally got to watch the Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins match. It was a thing of beauty. Oh my goodness, it's rare. It was a rare thing. It was like all of a sudden it's like, my God, Bryan Danielson showed up today, and he's out there, and they've let him have control. We're watching an ROH match on WWE TV. It was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. Matt Striker is gone from WWE.
Yeah.
About time.
Actually, I didn't mind Mike Striker that much.
Matt Striker.
Whatever. I actually preferred him more of a wrestler than a commentator or whatever he was.
He was better.
He said it both.
Yeah.
He kind of did, but I liked him better as a wrestler than as announcer, commentator, or whatever they had him as.
Yeah,
he can always go back to school.
He didn't look the part.
He really did not look the part.
He didn't look the part for me.
The one thing that upset me about Matt Striker was, why not Blue Hill did they put him on the Randy Savage DVD?
Yeah, like that. Why?
I can understand Maria, but why they put Matt Striker on there?
Put Striker on that DVD. I watched the DVD. I like the matches, but why him?
They needed some people on. Yeah.
They can't put anybody else on there. I mean, come on. Put a real wrestling line. Michael Hayes could have did that. I mean,
God, no.
Give it to somebody who cares.
Keep his Paladine ass back in the back.
Who? Oh, yeah. No, but somebody else could have did that. I mean, I wouldn't even care that they...
Get Mean Gene over.
Yeah.
Mean Gene could have done it.
Or DDP.
That, you just said it.
Oh,
why not Mean Gene?
Speaking of DDP, apparently... Scott Hall, DDP has taken Scott Hall underneath his wing.
Oh yeah.
To help,
We actually
we talked about that
on BACW. Fred we actually did an interview. They did talk about BACW. DDP and Jake the Snake met with Fred at one of the shows, and they gave us a nice promo for the show, which fans will be seeing now on BACW real soon. Props to Fred. Great job on promoting BACW. Great show. Everybody needs to check it out. It's Backyard versus Pro. It's the only place.
Talking about me and Jason, he got a picture with her. She hasn't shut up about it. That's like her new profile picture.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Wait a minute. What was that?
What?
My Facebook friend of mine.
Yeah.
Went to the show and got a picture with Jason.
DDP.
Yeah.
DDP's keeping tabs on him. But I thought, it's really they really helped in doing some promos with us, and they BACW is the only place where you're gonna get to that degree, Backyard versus Pro, and we got some amazing people coming in to battle us backyarders, and it's gonna be great. We got a great angles running. It's a lot of good wrestling, and it's continuing. I mean, it's still the same show. For those of you who really enjoy it, like right now, the intensity page is about to hit 4 million. It's about to hit 4 million, and we almost got 4,000 subscribers almost. We got 3,800 right now. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers. Nice. I'd like to thank everybody for that help. BACW is the same storyline. It's the continuation of GWC Intensity, and we will be reposting all the episodes of BACW on California Kid 1 to continue the series, so that it's in chronological order. But it's the same show that Pike has been on, and Shaddai has been on, and I have been on. There's a whole bunch of new characters, whole new groups, and whole new feuds, and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, I should know.
But it's the same conventions, same people, same concept, same villains. It's the same thing, but it's great. It's times 10 now. It's like the action's more better. So please check us out if you like wrestling in general. I mean, it's Backyard and Pro together. It's good.
On that note, let's say goodbye.
I lost my train of thought. All right, but I guess we're ending right here and there. Oh yeah, now remember.
Cancel.
I'd like to thank all our subscribers. We're up to, last time I checked, 10. Hey.
We love you guys.
We love you. Thank you.
Stop laughing. We love our viewers.
Yes, we do, actually.
Thank you,
And thank you for subscribing and thank you for listening. Please, if you want to comment, please comment. Leave a comment. If something about the show you don't like or want to, I'm pretty sure there are going to be some people bad about this show, so leave a comment about it. Please address them to Karen.
That's not cool, man.
I'm sorry.
I actually will answer you back.
Yes, you will.
I will.
You won't like it.
And you will not like it.
But on that note, thank you for the people that subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. For the California Kid, Karen, Pike, and me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later.
Also, don't forget to share.
Please share.
Okay.